for me. Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the final day of my hopes and dreams. Also known as my last on-stream attempt for this love broom, followed by some amount of time of sullen mog farming. Actually, before I do love broom, I want to just burn through instance lockouts in this character so they can start resetting. I don't know why I said it like that. We're gonna get these lockouts reset, and then we're gonna do it again until it coughs up a globe of DSAC. I didn't name it. Elrithier, thank you very much for the 67-month resub. Hey, I got my vicious PvP bug mount thing today. It is so ugly and all mine. Congratulations. Very, very nice. Teeny pigtails. Yeah, itsy bitsy little eeny weeny baby teeny pigtails. Good morning. Also, we're side sweeping some bangs like it's 2007. It's about time that came back, right? Hi, kitty cat. All right, so we're just gonna start this ASAP. I thought about doing like a batch of lockouts off stream, and then I thought you can't get the last piece off stream. That's just rude. Oh, Spirestone Lord Magus is up. Maybe we won't need all the lockouts. Maybe we won't need them. Hi, kitty cat. You want to come up? I know you do. You've been waiting. She has me camped out. That's not the right way. This is the right way. Yeah, I hope that the broom drops today. I'm not expecting it to because it hasn't dropped so far, so why would it change its mind now? And I will have one more chance off stream tomorrow morning, assuming that I remember to do it before the event ends at 10 Pacific, which is, you know, it's kind of a big assumption. I might forget. There's always next year. That's the only silver lining left. There's always next year. Actually, there's always the one on the trading post, but that one's not pink. It's red, and that's different. Forgot I can still do it tomorrow since that's 1 p.m. EST. Didn't get the broom or the love armor, but at least I got my season 1 PvP fly thing. Oh man, you got it. And I need some coffee. Here, we got this. I just want to you know what? We don't have time for coffee. We don't have time for coffee. I want to just motor, because if I do end up needing to burn all of these instance lockouts to search for this piece of gear, I really want them to reset and like start fresh as fast as possible so that I can fit a few batches of this into stream today. Otherwise, because I'm kind of at the point with Maradon where I also just need another thing from a rare, not always present mob. I still need something from Theradris as well, but I'm kind of getting to that point where I might need another character. All right, Lord Magus, pretty please. Darn it. Highly uncool. Dude. Leave party. Now we can have some coffee. Oh. I keep trying not to spill it on the kitty cat. Oh, man. We did some more laundry yesterday in our third episode of Hazel's yoga laundry escapades. And I washed them in the new detergent. And I air dried them in here. Actually, I have like a drying rack that I set up, and this is the only spot that really has room for it. So I dried them in here. And this morning, I like come in the room and I'm like kind of smelling them, trying to see if the vinegar smell is gone. And we are truly on the third episode of that life story, because there's no longer a vinegar smell. However, the detergent smell is very strong. I think I followed the directions on the bottle for high efficiency machines, but clearly I way overdid it. I will do a fraction of that next time because they smell so strongly of detergent, but at least it's a smell that you dissociate with clean laundry. And I don't think it's going to be radiating off of me. We'll see. It can't possibly be worse than the vinegar. Next season is surely the season that I will bother to unlock a Vicious Saddle too, so I can buy a cool old Vicious mount. Season 2 is it for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Do you have your eye on one Vicious mount in particular? Is there one that's been calling to you? How you doing, kitty cat? Good morning. Let's move this out of the way. Maybe a little big screen. I'm just checking for rares. Nope, not up that time. All right, zone out, reset. Hi. Meow. It's really cute. She started greeting me at the door every time I get home again. And you know she really wants to do that because she has to get her business sniffed by Moose because he gets all up in there. He's got to find out what's going on. I don't know if you've really caught up with someone until you've smelled their butt. Bear and Fox are up there? Not sure. Tell myself this every season, still missing like 20 vicious mounts. Reset. Hippo, also under consideration. Oh, Hippo's one of the all-time greats. Hippo is an absolute classic. I was going to say I should make sure I leave an instance lockout up for the broom, but Inksy is on Barnaclus's lockout badge, so this is fine. We can run him out here. Reset. Yeah, this part could get kind of brutal. If I get to the point where I have Therodris's leggings and I'm just resetting Mordon trying to get Meshlock, I wonder if I just add him to the rare list and dedicate just this character to that. Or maybe I find or restore or make another character on a separate lockout group server so that I can then have another 10. Because you can burn instances so quickly doing this. And my goal for dungeon farming is just to be able to continually be farming. So whether that means taking at least 6 minutes per instance or having extra characters on different server batches for just rares that we're looking for like this. Good morning, Hazel and everyone. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I love walking on weekend mornings because the city isn't really woken up properly yet. And it means that the birds are out in full force and there's so many birds saying so many things. They got so much to say. We're going to reset and then we're going to go back in. At least this is not a long process. Oh, he's up again. We got another chance. We got another chance. Please just drop your other piece of loot. As far as I know, he only has 2. I've had the first piece so much. I've had the first piece so many times. If they ever did a Vicious Griffin / Wyvern, would have to get that. Have they not done a Vicious Griffin or Wyvern by now? I guess not. You know what? Vicious mounts are generally ground mounts, right? I don't know that have they ever been flying? I know that glad mounts fly. I think vicious mounts are always ground mounts. So it would have to be like a penguin griffin. Wonder if you can disengage over ledges? Maybe. The getting to the mob isn't really the long part of this. It's mostly just trying to find him up. But yeah, if you could make that jump, it would work. I've heard that demon hunters can do something like that, but maybe with a different part of the instance. But if he would just give this to me, then we could all move on. This is the last thing I need from Lower Blackrock Spire. This is the grand Lubers finale. Only flying vicious mount is one for current season. Oh, it flies? It flies. Yeah. Okay. 1 globe. Please, drum roll. Dun. Nothing. Oh, I can see he has 3 pieces of loot. One of them's just a ring. Oh. Fine. We're not done yet. I'm doing the dungeons in all the things order, and all the things has them in alphabetical order. So after lower, it's Mordon. And then after Mordon, it is Ragefire Chasm. Ragefire Chasm. That one really sticks me in my brain. I always want to say Razorfen Crawl. I guess it's the same sounds at the beginning of each word. Quickest way to get to Lubers for Horde? I have been taking my pet dungeon portal. I've been pet dungeon porting to Blackrock Depths and then just running in. But Stoneheart is a good solution too. Uber's a WAD dungeon now. Some vicious mounts I'd like to have after suffering for the spider in Shadowlands. I don't want to touch PvP with a 10-foot pole or whatever the saying is. 10-foot pole's good. I feel like as long as you start at 10, you can vary the length of the pole if you really feel up to it. Although people might look at you kind of funny. That might be just me. Bobby5, thank you for the 29-month resub. Hey, Hazel, Kira, Moose, and chat. Happy Sunday. And morning. Okay, we reset. It's funny, I went through all of the different realms trying to dig up this character and find out where I deleted her on to restore her. And now I don't remember. I think they would be kind of low level anyway because it's been so long since I've played them. Where my other like high-ish level old alts are. So this is my 9th instance per hour. So we do this one more time because he's not up. And then she's got to cool down for an hour. 10-inch pull? Yeah, that'll probably evoke different imagery to the reader. Haven't tried for the broom yet today. We're gonna do that shortly. I wanted to get my BRD lock, or my Lubrious locket's cooling down. Okay, one last chance for this set. Otherwise, we're gonna have to wait an hour to keep trying. One more time. To doing lower black rocket. So lost there. I was definitely running loops for the first couple of rounds. It is all right, you know. I just budget some extra time for the first handful of runs because I'm not gonna get it for a while. I definitely do better at learning these when I am not multitasking. And in the grand scheme of things, streaming is actually not the worst kind of multitasking. I feel like I learn them okay when I'm streaming. I would learn it better if I was like fully paying attention, but compared to like normally if I was doing mod runs and I wasn't streaming, I would probably be like watching YouTube or something, and that is like the worst possible thing to do for me if I'm trying to learn my way around an instance, because I'm not even looking where I'm going at that point. I'm just kind of like vaguely auto running in the direction of hostile enemies. Currently trying to get a pole arm from Torghast. Think I'd rather bang my head against a wall. I have some of those farms in my future one day. I found a lot of fun at the time, but I don't know what the farm's going to be like. It might get kind of dull. Oh, I can hear Moosey dreaming from the front. Also, I guess I can turn this off. He's not on right now. All right. Spirestone Lord Magus. Pretty please. One globe of DSAC. Drum roll. Da-da-da. Oh, man. Fiddlesticks. Alright, well, we're gonna get out of here, and then we're gonna cool off until about 10:16 a.m. before we start going again on this particular character, because she will not be able to enter any more instances because we did a lot to check on this. Sometimes you're just not lucky. Doesn't even say what the approximate drop rate is on it. Doesn't even say. Such a funny looking thing too. Like you think it's gonna be like one of those corn stave things, but it's not. Anyway, we'll go do the broom next. That's next on the list. Instance lockouts used to be 5 per hour. They have been 10 per hour for some time. I don't remember when they changed it, but it was years ago. And then I only recently discovered that 10 per hour is actually per server group. So if you have alts that are on a different server that is not connected to your main server, that alt will have their own independent set of lockouts, which I appreciate because it's making this a lot easier. It would make it even easier if I had more, but we may get to that. I don't want to spend half my life exaggerating. I don't want to spend a bunch of time setting up extra off-server alts for the sake of farming instance rares when I feel like that's only going to be a problem for the rest of the classic dungeons, and I feel like it's not. It just doesn't really seem worth the investment. But then again, maybe there's a lot more of them to come. We've already done some of them. You know, sometimes they cough their loot up. Anyway, let's go try for the broom. Instance lockouts are stinky. Yeah, 10 per hour per server. But if you have characters in 2 servers, but they're linked servers, if they are connected realms, the word on the street is that those realms will have the same pool. Oh, sorry, kitty cat. Good morning. Happy Sunday, all. Good morning. Happy Sunday. How are your travels? Why isn't that a problem in newer dungeons anymore? I don't know if they did as many only sometimes they're bosses. I think that's something that they kind of stopped doing after Classic. I think. I guess I don't know that for sure. I guess that's just feels. Would you like me to craft you the Elementium ingots? Ah, it's very kind. I think I'm okay, though. I'll probably just buy them on the auction house when it comes to. Coffee shop in Vancouver, eating the best cinnamon bun I've had in a long time. Nice. so amazing. Flight's all good. Weather okay. It's not, I mean, I don't know about Vancouver, but it's not freezing here, which I appreciate. It's actually warmed up a little bit. Hi, Hazel. Hope you're well. Hello. Doing all right. Thank you very much. Meow. How you doing? We're having a long loading screen. You wanna say hi in the meantime, kitty? She was doing a thing that was giving me heart attacks last night, where she was sleeping. We were watching a movie, and she was on my partner's lap, and she was sleeping, like out sleeping. And she was breathing, and I often will watch her breathing just to kind of keep an eye on her breathing pattern and how fast she's breathing. And she would take like a really big breath, a really big sigh, let it out, and then just stop breathing for like 5 seconds. And when your cat has lung tumors, that makes you freak out. But I was like, look, and then she would start breathing again, like at a normal pace, and her breathing pace was okay for now. So I was like looking around online, and apparently lots of people with healthy cats also do that. And it's just, I guess, a weird, quirky cat thing that they do to give heart attacks to their humans. So warm, left Pacific Northwest vegetation so much. Friend will be picking me up in a couple of hours to head to the island. Oh, fun. I hope you can see something from the ferry. I wonder, it might be a little too misty or foggy or cloudy, but I love the views from the ferry. I guess I don't know if you're taking the ferry. You could be flying. We're going into our last chance of this, last on-stream chance of the year. Sunday work event got canceled because of the snowstorm, and I feel 12 again playing WoW. Aw, it's fun. Which movie? We watched I Saw the TV Glow, which was really cool. It was a really interesting movie. I was a little afraid to watch it because it was supposed to be a horror movie, and it is a horror movie, but it's not like a bats jumping out and eating your intestines kind of horror movie. It's more of like a psychological horror movie, and it was really fascinating. Apparently lots of people have different reactions to it depending on how it resonates with their own like life experience, but it was cool. Never heard of it. Have you seen it, Ujai? It's an A24 film. It came out in the last year or so. Like to be horrified but not jump scared? I guess so, yeah. I guess so. Heard of it? Haven't seen it myself. Worth a watch. It's one of those things that's worth watching just to see how it makes you feel. You might like it, you might not like it. But like no matter what, you're gonna walk away from it feeling like you've seen something. Like it's a movie that clearly a lot of love went into, and it looks really cool. It's called I Saw the TV Glow. I've streamed it on Prime. I think it might also be on Crave, and then I'm sure it's rentable and all that as well. All I heard was good things. That's why I decided to put it on, is because I read a lot of film reviews, which is funny because I don't watch a lot of movies, but I read a lot of film reviews for movies I've never seen, and it kept coming up as like a comparison point. It kept coming up as like people saying, well, this one was really good and it did XYZ thing much better. Often in comparison to Amelia Perez, but in general, like it kept coming up, and I thought, you know what, I just have to, if people are talking about it, I gotta see it. I gotta find out. About a TV show from childhood that might or might not have existed or something. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's one of those movies that is more about the subtext than the main text, I would say. It's a little bit funky to follow if you are trying to watch it in the most surface level way. It gets a lot more interesting if you think about it as more of an allegory. It does look gorgeous, yeah. You and your partner talk a lot during movies? I do that a lot. Yeah, it depends on the movie and the show, but we'll pause to kind of talk about or share thoughts and whatnot. It's called I Saw the TV Glow. Recommend. Okay, last chance. Drum roll. Pet the cat for luck. No, it's okay. You're still lucky. I'll try off stream tomorrow morning at some point, but if I remember, which I hope I remember for one last chance. But not looking so lucky yet. Doesn't look like it's on Prime for the US, but it is on Max. and I talk during a movie did something wrong. Well, we mean like at home where you can pause the movie so that you can have the conversation without missing anything on the movie. But yeah. Ones that prompt discussion the most interesting. Mm-hmm. The other show, on a very different tonal note that we've been talking during, has been we've started watching Pop Culture Jeopardy, hosted by Colin Jost, and I've been really enjoying it. It's like I am the perfect amount of boring, I think, to really watch this. I feel like regular Jeopardy and regular trivia shows go over my head because I don't know any of it, and with the Pop Culture Jeopardy, I know maybe a quarter to a third of it. I mean, that's the point of trivia. Like, it's fun answering trivia when you know. And it's fun because we kind of play along at home. Like, we'll pause during a clue that seems like we might be able to get it, and then we'll guess, and then we'll see if the people on the screen do it too. It's very goofy. I love Jeopardy. I suck at it, but it's so fun. I never really had like a proper. I've seen game shows, obviously. Wheel of Fortune used to be on in my grandparents' house, and I think sometimes in my house throughout my childhood. But like, I never like sat along and played. Really, it was just kind of something that was on. Okay, so Barnacles now is, we're back in Moradon, and we can just do it normally until we get the leggings from Therdris. If I'm really lucky, I'll get the robe from, or the second piece that I need. I think it's the robe from Meshlock before I get the Therdris thing. Also, I can probably go and check on. Yeah, we'll do some runs here. I was gonna say I should check on. Well, I want to check on whatchamacallem. Brainwash Noble. Is this an in? It's not. We'll just log it. Were there any categories where you just slayed? I was pretty good at the Friends trivia, but I think I did still miss one. Parents watched a lot of Wheel of Fortune. That was more of a household game show staple. I don't think love tokens stay when the event ends. I think love tokens will disappear. I think I'm gonna miss like 10 from out. I believe they're warbound this time, so you could maybe just do dailies on another character. If you've like capped out the dailies and everything that you can do on your current character, and then send the tokens over. I think sounds likely. I was gonna log on to this one because we're checking for Brainwash Noble. That's right. They are. We helped everybody. Yeah, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Deal or No Deal was also occasionally on. Oh, man. Relocking 10 times right now. Jost on the weakest link. That was such a funny clip. Okay, I don't think Brainwash Noble's up right now, but at least we did our due diligence and we checked. I've killed him maybe 2 or 3 times, but it seems like this staff that I need 2 weapons from him. And they're both like a very, very low drop rate. And they're both unique appearances. So this character's probably going to live here for some time. Neither one of them are particularly exciting appearances, but those particular colors, I guess, color shape combos are specific to the Brainwash Noble. Deal or No Deal is too complicated. Yeah. At a certain point, the whole premise of watch people who really need money make questionable choices under pressure, and then lose potential money. It's kind of rough. All right, now I'm getting on Barnacles. Now we're going back into Moradon. These boots make it look like his toes are separated in there. Have you looked at how much the staves go for? I think I did check initially, and it was more than 100k. And then I think that's when I decided I wasn't going to worry about it. So, Moradon. We go back. We go back in again. And we were going in the Earthsong Falls entrance, which was around the corner. Moradon is the instance that really makes me think that maybe I should just do like a handful of runs to try to get a couple of pieces of Longstrider gear. Or maybe like do a little bit of shopping for speed gear. But he's level 70, which makes the speed set, I think, different than you would do in a level 80. Not 100%. Harrison, thank you for the 42-month resub. Happy anniversary. Love the cozy content on the rainy/snowy winter days. Thanks for being here. May your insulation do its job well. Speaking of good-looking movies, I want to watch The Substance. I've not heard of that one. Tell me a little bit about it. I've got two that are coming up or coming out, or maybe they've been out and I just need to wait for them to get rentable, that I want to look into. Meshlock is up. Okay. So we're hoping that he drops Nature's Embrace. That would make my life a lot easier if he would just drop this robe. So we'll try for that. That's really lucky that he was up on my first instance. Substance is great, but bonkers, great campy fun. Couple of enchants get you an extra 5% at least. Yeah. I'm a big baby. I don't want to mess with anything unless it's going to make me go like 20+% faster. Demi Moore won a few awards for it. Oh. That might be one of the ones that I wanted to see. I think. Well, I forget. There's also, I wanted to watch, I think there's 2 different Kristen Stewart movies. Maybe I should just watch every movie she does and then I'll be all set up. One that is like post-apocalyptic where her and Steven Yeun do a love story as robots, and then one where, I forget the other one. There was another one though. Don't think I've ever seen the side of Mardon. Demi Moore wants to be young again. Yes, that I did want to watch that one. No, I've seen Love Lies Bleeding. That is not her and Steven Yeun as robots. That is her looking really, really good and lifting weights and stuff. Do you have a turn at 61? No, I don't think so. There was the other one was not anything to do with Kristen Stewart, actually. It was Robert Pattinson in a Bong Joon-ho film that's coming up. Another like a sci-fi epic. I think Mickey something. I want to see that. I think it's going to be in theaters. Am I lost? I think I went past it. I'm turning around. Yeah, Mickey 17. Yeah. That it looked very good. Katie O'Brien, great in Love Lies Bleeding. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I should probably just watch more A24 films. I've been really enjoying everyone that I've seen. I saw The TV Glow was also A24. How did I get this lost? There's Meshlock. Anyways, no worries. All good. I'm glad that we can target him from that far away. One in Nature's Embrace, please. Darn it. Oh, wow. This one truly only does have 2 pieces of loot that he can drop. Somebody on Wowhead had posted like a write-up of like how many instances they needed to enter to see him up, and then which things he dropped. And that person got this robe to drop like a dozen times over 66 instance lockouts before it finally dropped that helmet that I'm now getting in space. Hazel, how is your day? Hello, Cowboy Upson. Day's going not too bad so far. Cranked out of bed at a reasonable time, got some amount of sleep. I need to look at what I need to do and then do something about it, which is always a little scary. Sometimes I feel like if I just don't know what I'm supposed to do, then I can't possibly do it. It's just like a very ignorance-based form of procrastination. Not so good. Gotta get caught up. Makes movies small in scope, interesting, stand a chance to be profitable. Not 300+ millions that could ruin a studio at any time. Yeah. I think I just, I had gotten a little bit depressed about movies because I'd watched a few too many, and I think this is my own fault because I'm the one who put them on. They were very clear about what they were from the start, but I watched a few too many made-for-streaming kind of terrible movies that were just like, they don't even expect you to be watching with both of your eyeballs. And it had made me a bit depressed about the state of art in the modern era. So it was very refreshing to watch movies that someone really cared about and wasn't worried about making too smart for you or anything. And was just like, this is the art piece, take it or leave it kind of thing. They weren't like pandering, so to speak. And it turns out lots of that stuff still gets made. You just have to look for it. Are you dunking on hot frosty right now? Listen, Hot Frosty never lied to me. Ooh, I got a BOE that I fully need. Little purple pair of Ravasaur scale boots. Happy about that. Sometimes rare with item IDs, advantage of doing them is that you don't hit the instance lockout as quickly. You're just trying to get me to do item IDs. Also, I'm not lost. I thought I was, but I'm not. We're going this way. Frosty gave me serial killer vibes. Oh, man. The abundance of choice in streaming media, it's harder to find them. And something else that streaming media does that I don't know if I can really blame them for it, because they just want you to watch stuff and they have a lot of faith in their own algorithm to recommend you things that that'll keep you watching. But it's very hard when you're just scrolling streaming and you're looking through a bunch of movies that you've never seen or whatever it is to tell what might be good. Like it's not like and you know, public ratings will only take you so far because obviously art's subjective and you might like something that a lot of people didn't like. But, you know, there's no easy way to distinguish from just like the first glimpse when you're like scrolling through Netflix or whatever, something that was made with like a lot of heart and love and something that was like cranked out because everybody wanted a paycheck, even though you can kind of tell when you're actually watching them. So what I end up doing is I end up going to aggregate websites and looking through, oh, we finally got the legs. Those are the legs that we needed. Okay, all right. I need to have a think. I need to have a thinkaroo. Oh, also, I got a couple more pieces I needed. Congrats, thank you. Scrolling itself has its own quality, getting little clips of things. Yeah, I can totally do that. I can waste an hour just watching like trailers of things and then adding things to my list and then never watching any of them. So yeah, I'll go to like a third-party website and I'll look through lists of things that are reviewed, because otherwise my best way to figure out what's worth watching is to just read a lot of varied movie discourse and then see which titles keep coming up when people are just talking about movies in general. So there's that. You can also do things like watching awards nominees, but that sometimes works and sometimes does not work. Designated rare farm tune, moving on. Yeah, I was thinking about it. The annoying thing is I was really hoping that the Spireston Magus would have given up the ghost by now, so that I could move that tune out to Moradon to farm Meshlock, basically. As it stands right now, I'm gonna need 2 rare farming tunes if I'm gonna be thinking about moving on. Because you're right, I don't want to burn all my instance lockouts. Check on wedding handbook. So there's a few things I could do to kind of like, there's also things that I could do to like save, to like fill time as well. Although some of them take instance lockouts. Like if I was going to try to get Barnacles any form of a speed set as just like a little interlude here, then instance lockouts would be useful. I'll try one more time. I'm going to try one more time. And I would have known this as well if I had made a note of it when I was going back through the servers looking for that hunter. Look for a deleted off server. Oh, you know what, actually? It doesn't have to be an RP server. Let's go to Hyjal. It doesn't have to be Hazelbro. I had high-level Horde characters. Hopefully not too many expansions ago. They definitely, I don't know if they'll be 70 because I don't think I leveled them in Dragonflight. We go to Hyjal and we go to Restore. We've got 50s. I've got level 50 alts. I mean, it would work. Yeah, all right. Just for the sake of this rare farm, basically. Did I get her back or did I DC? Because, like, 50 is going to be kind of not really high enough for some things eventually, but for what I'm doing right now, I'm sure it's fine. Okay. I wanted this one because she looked cooler. Successfully restart. Okay. Why would it say I'm not on the realm? I just went to it. She wants a gear update. We can do that. Sticker and feral. Although now our transmog's all ruined. They messed up with the release of Sing Sing. Or didn't release enough theaters, missed out on awards nominations. Sometimes go by fonts used for the poster on Netflix. Yeah, I guess that is a good point. I mean, I'm sure there are some that would fly under the radar, but Netflix does have kind of like a font library that they tend to use for their mass-produced stuff. Okay, so I want... This is a old character. She has auto-loot on. Alright. Let's, I love being able to just grab my UI out of edit mode. Appreciate that. Her bars are an absolute tragedy. But that's okay. We can fix that. Because basically all I want to do is like run and swipe here. Run and swipe with a little side of dash. We're not, yeah, we don't even need the rest of these if we're being honest with ourselves. Also, I get to be a dragon. That's kind of fun. I have 32 gold. I'm going to want to have an expedition yak so I can transmog her once I get enough gold to do so. So she should have her own batch of instance lockouts, basically. Gear update only item IDs. They differ spec to spec. Oh. I wonder if I learned anything for doing this. Hard to say. Okay, so I need... I guess here's the question then. Would I move this character into Blackwing Lair to help with that batch? Moradon to try to farm Meshlock? Or would I go straight into RFC because there's one piece of loot I need from that as well? That's a thinker. I think per my own rules, this one would be the Moradon one. I am in org, that's true. RFC is kind of an easy choice. Maybe we just go have a look. That one's not even for a rare or anything like that. That one is literally just for there's like an actual single piece of boss loot that drops from Lavagard Goroth, I'm pretty sure. So maybe we'll have a little look at that. Is there a way in? Oh yeah, there is over here. The order is getting a little wonky. She's got the insane title on. I suppose that's fine. We're gonna /leave trade. Yeah, I might have said Blackwing Lair. I meant Lubers. You mean RFD? There's too many darn acronyms in this darn game. I'm going in here. You know, the dungeon with the loot and stuff. So that's not right. There we go. Yeah, so we need a pair of plate boots from Lavagard Goroth. Supposedly about a 20% drop rate here. Stampeding Roar there as well. This was an old... I don't remember having this particular one, this Zendalari Troll, but this is an... Hyjal used to be my Horde server back before you were able to have... Oh yeah, and she's getting extra gold from being a Zendalari Troll. That's fun. Back before you were able to have... whatchamacallums, trading gold between characters of different of the same server but different factions. You used to not be able to share gold between Horde and Alliance characters. They couldn't mail each other things. So when that was true, there wasn't really an advantage to having your Horde and Alliance characters in the same server. And for the sake of like cleanliness, I had them on a different server just so they could be on their own different tabs separately. So that's why I have Horde characters here. They were mainly for whatchamacallums, PvP, but I think I may have done some regular playing on them too. I'm not sure. Lava Guard Gordoth is the last boss, I think, here. Well, a couple item IDs, won't say no. Log farming really makes you realize just how much dang content there is in this game. I'm shocked I still need anything from this instance. Like the ones in the cities, I feel like were one of the first ones that I ground out. You could use the neutral auction house. That was a very lossy and risky way to move gold, though. That was always a very lossy and risky way to do it. I know people did do it, but it seemed not worth bothering, really. I would mainly at the time just spend gold that I had on Horde characters on pets. I would use my gold to buy pets, or maybe transmog. But if I had characters in other servers or characters just of the other faction, I would buy account-bound items with it. Oh, he's not the last boss. Oh, he is the last boss. I'm just finished. Okay. 1 pair of Gorewalker treads, please. Thank you very much. All right. Conundrum done. Second question, does this character have the ability to use the Dalaran Hearthstone? Or do I need to unlock it on her? Oh, she can do it. Wow. Fancy that. He gave you 2, though. Yeah, 1 for each foot. You asked for 1. Some dungeons may like you more than others and not want you to leave. That's a very cute way of putting it. All right. So, is she going to more? Oh, wow, that is some frame rate. Why is it so much frame rate? Are my graphics okay? You cool? You good, friend? Yeah. 4. The purpose of... Oh, she needs scrap. Options, add-ons, scrap. She has scrap. She just needs to turn on low stuff to kind of help get rid of it. And unusable as well. Cool. Okay. Moradon or Blackwing Lair? I think Moradon, technically. Because then I can leave her there. Because I already have a character at Blackwing Lair, and in about half an hour I'll be able to do another 10 runs of it. And at some point, it's going to give up the ghost. So I'm sure... Actually, she might even have Dreamwalk. She can Dreamwalk. Wow. Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Pretty perfect to get to 61. Make a speed druid. Well, I'd have to like lock her XP though, right? So I want to go to Desolus, which means that Feralus is a perfectly good place to go. Anyone ever run or farm a dungeon raid? Not because you need something, but just because you like it and you want to see it again. I don't think you lose your heritage armor when you race change, but you would lose the ability to mog it on that character. You would not be able to wear it anymore. Now we're going north to Moradon. I do kind of like being able to be like a raptor. I don't think I've flown around in a Zandalari Druid since Skywriting was added, and this is kind of sick. This is really pretty cool. It's like one of the biggest Druid flight forms that they have, I think. Yeah, it is saved. So if you had other Kultiran characters, or if you made other Kultiran characters in the future, they would be able to use your heritage armor. Okay. We go in. We'll make a meshlock macro if we don't have one already. That's Spirestone Lord Magus. Yeah. I think his name's just Meshlock with a K. Something green. Shaman will become a Dreadite then. All dungeon farms to make gold. You choose the one you like. What's your go-to dungeon farm for making gold? That you know, just because you like it. Mordon now can't keep up. Yeah, we're cruising through the list. Right now, we're kind of working across 2 instances because both Lower Blackrock Spire and Mordon, I just need one more item that only drops from a sometimes boss. After this, we finish Ragefire Chasm, so Razorfen Downs is next with 8 items. Actually, some of those are zone drops. Zone drops are not required. 1, 2, 3 items. All from bosses. Okay. 2 of which are from bosses that are always up. One of them is from another ogre that is only sometimes up, but that is a later me problem. We finished our FC on stream just about 5 minutes ago on this character. Maybe not even that much. It was our first go around. So we zone in. We check for mesh lock. I'm going to mesh. Just double check the spelling of my macro just to make me feel better. Mesh lock. L-O-K. All right. Not up. So then I can dream walk out and dream walk back. Do you think this is like a longer cast time than Moonglade? Can I still teleport to Moonglade, or did it get replaced? I don't think it's replaced. Rude. Now I don't want to get Dreamwalk on Barnacles. I kind of like that he can just go to Moonglade. I mean, I'm sure Moonglade is one of yeah, there's a Moonglade portal right there, but like all right. One more rare. One more ally left in Najadar for Undersea Usurper to be done. Nice. What kind of name is Meshlock? Which mom went, ah yes, my child shall be named Meshlock. It could be worse. Group Farm in the Isle of Thunder, pretty fun. Good gold. Dreamway doesn't have a path to Moonglade. It looked like it did. But it would take longer than just, like, walking. Or it would take longer than just porting directly there. Any luck on Meshlock? No. Now, this one is a little bit annoying because it's kind of a run every time that we reset it. Not me secretly hoping Meshlock's father was named Gridlock. That's a good one. Alright. And we reset. I probably should have made the instance reset macro a general macro. Maybe I did. It was like a confused chicken. Oh, I did. I can just have that button on the bar there. Not a chicken, a sheep. Confused sheep. Wonder if I should reset it. That's okay. I was gonna say reset it to dash and not tiger dash, but this is fine. This will be fast enough. So, any mesh lock? No mesh lock? All right. We poured out. Oh man, Dreamwalk's cooldown. I can almost do this once a minute, and you can only Dreamwalk once a minute. They cut you off. Your early sub came out, so guess have to play for another year. Yeah, I bet you we'll be able to find something to do. And then we reset like that. And then we port back. You're all good. Hi, Scarlett. How are you? This coffee shop is playing a song by Lady Gaga that I've never heard before, and it appears it's new. There is new Gaga. There is new Gaga, and it kind of channels old Gaga. It's pretty fun. This is very important information for me. Alright. Mesh lock? No. Okay. Alright. Off and away. They have not announced any housing-specific professions. We have nothing to indicate that they're going to dedicate a profession to it. It seems likely that they'll have housing items craftable on existing professions, but we don't know yet if they're going to do a brand new one. I hope they do. I would like it a lot. Might be a bit of a Gaga fangirl. She also appeared on the SNL 50th episode and did some Lonely Island with Andy Samberg recently, and that's a good watch too. It was cool. Please continue with your WoW, citizens. Maybe it'll be archaeology for the housing profession. That's the spirit. Yeah, she was actually in some original Lonely Island way back in the day. Who is this character? I've never seen her before. Freshly restored from an old realm for the sake of having extra instance lockouts to throw against these instance rares. Any mesh lock? No? Alright. Instead of archaeology, a new one. Antiquing. Oh, man. Reset instance. People were obsessed with antiquing, like adults were, when I was a kid, and they would drag you to, like, antique fairs and old antique malls and stuff. And I didn't get it because all of the stuff just seemed so stuffy and smelly and, like, old and boring. And when you're young, or at least when I was young, I didn't have any appreciation for it at all. I wanted new and modern and clean. And now I can kind of appreciate like a cool older piece, but like I don't know. In moderation. I love a good stained glass lamp though. Used to think antique malls were just selling old furniture. Is that not exactly what they do? I thought that was exactly the point. Oh, 7 streams in a row. Wow. Scarlett, would you personally give me review on Itsy Bitsy Pigtails? I needed to tell me if I'm cute or not. Just you though. Somewhat. Some sell collectibles. Nostalgia. Any mesh luck? Yeah, just you. One of our family friends used to take me and my sister to garage sales. Look up online for garage sales, wealthy neighborhoods. I used to loathe getting dragged along garage sailing because it was inevitably like a whole weekend of just like wandering around looking at other people's old stuff. They're cute. Thank you. Scarlett, exclusive review. I'm saving it for my book jacket cover. I don't know what the book's about, but it's going to have to involve the pigtails. Okay, and then we reset. We've had surprisingly few attempts at mesh lock so far. I think we had, what, 1? Scarlet, pigtailologist. We'll call you when you're ready to do your cover. Some people are naturally good at modeling for photos. It's never been me. I am one of those people that when you put a camera in front of me for a picture, like I can do this fine because you kind of forget about the camera. But for if you're trying to like take a picture that's going to be somewhere, I instantly like my body freezes up like you pumped it full of gel and then just like and then I don't have any. I went through a phase where I was like, I'm online, I need to learn how to pose, and I watched like a bunch of videos and like read a bunch of articles and stuff about like how to naturally pose for photos. I learned some principles that in practice don't help me very much because there's nothing you can really do to fix. I think you're photogenic. That's very kind of you to say. I do best when the photo is taken from an angle that does not show how tense I am. Reset instance. No, we're targeting mesh lock. Well, he's not here. He is not here. So now we reset instance. I like to run away from cameras. High school prom photo set. They told us to look up, and I really looked up and stared at the ceiling ruined photo. Oh, man. People should be specific, or also just like, I don't know, continue giving a little more direction to help. So we reset. I think we're about to get cut off here. Surely we got Love Rocket next year. It was no broom for me this year. I was selfishly a little bit surprised. I kind of thought that the universe was just going to keep bestowing things upon me. I've been lucky, but I guess luck runs out somewhere. You know what I bought earlier? What'd you buy? Got the broom, have not gotten the love armor. Cinnamon cereal? Just eat by itself. Snack time. Got the broom in like the second day of the event, more rare than it seems. I mean, we only had how many attempts? I mean, it depends on if we don't really know what the bad luck protection looks like if it exists, but you know, we've had like there's 14 days, so we've done 13 of them. If it was a 10% drop rate, which would be a really high drop rate for a mound, it wouldn't be that weird for people to have not seen it like me. Oh, he's up. All right. We're in business. Let's go. Off and away. How are you, Hazel? Haven't been here in a while. Excited to catch a stream again. Hello. I've been pretty good. I've been doing well. Amy, thank you for the 24-month resub. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, one more chance tomorrow. This is true. We're not quite out of luck yet. I just need to remember to do it in the morning after instance lockup, but before 10 when the event ends. It's not a huge window. So, go around. You know what I need? I need you. I guess you do have to run fairly far because you have to get all the way around the the ring here. I think I went left instead of right last time. Come on, Meshlock. It's an actual 50% chance. You're either going to drop it or you're going to drop the helmet. We've had the helmet a few times. We're not looking for it again. One robe, please. It's such a nice robe. It's such a pretty robe. Oh, no. Oh, that's what I did. I went this way when I need to go left from here. Okay. I'm excited this character's got like 100 gold. She didn't really have 100 gold before. And she needs to transmog. Da-da-da-da-da-da! Eh? I thought this was a 1 of 2. Now it's a 2 of 3. So I got armor. It wasn't the one I needed. It was apparently an item ID I didn't have. I only just now realized it existed. I'm upset. Anyway, that's not what we're looking for. We have to keep trying. I think it's about to stop me from going in, but I'll keep resetting it until it actually doesn't let me in anymore. I think we're about 16 minutes off from being allowed to start. Maybe 20 minutes off from being allowed to start running whatchamacallums. Being able to start running oh, I can put this set back on. Blackwing Lair again. Not Blackwing Lair. Lubers. I keep saying Blackwing Lair because it's like the same entrance area, but it's not the same instance. I've been rediscovering the joy of shovels while leveling through Dragonflight again. Each shovel gets you like 1k gold worth of vendor items, not to mention rep tokens. Oh. Got my Nightborn Arcane Mage to 80. Congratulations. Last night. Nah, it's the last character you ever get to level. You said it yourself. I don't make the rules. 1 item from Gawk. Way too easy to blow all the instant slots per hour. Yeah. If I was trying to do this, like, not on stream, and I was willing to do it off stream, I would probably just, like, log in at random times just to check the 10 per hour, because you can check them pretty quickly. And then, you know, you either get it or you don't, but, like, it's... And then if it's no good, then you just kind of, like, leave off for a while. It's because I can only do that once or twice a day on stream. Patch drops... Not this Tuesday, next Tuesday. 25th of February, I believe. when I was young, the distinction between this and next, when it came to like weeks and stuff like that kind of phrasing, used to drive me bonkers. Bonkers. Because I was too hung up on the literal definition of next. And the fact that next does not necessarily mean the next one that is going to happen just drove me crazy as a kid. I was unwilling to accept that. You had to use a lot of dates with me. I've chilled out a little bit in my age. Same. Oh, I'm glad it's not just me. Because it's like standard usage. Like, people will know what you mean, but next after this upcoming one, not, yeah. Overmorrow means the day after tomorrow? I've never heard that word in my life. I think if I tried to hit somebody with a casual overmorrow, they would look at me like I've grown an extra arm. Get it? But I think it's short for this coming Tuesday. But then, yeah, I guess so. We could repopularize it. Yeah, one at a time. Cousins removed. I, to this point, still don't really understand the difference or what the definition is of cousins and whatever relatives that are removed X amounts of times, or that are just like second or third cousins as opposed to first cousins. But my family's not really that big at this point, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, if there was a pop quiz, I would fail that part very, very badly. One after this or something to that effect. Children of a first cousin or second cousin to children of the other first cousin. You've already lost me. I don't think I'm ever going to get that one. I would need a chart, and I would need, like, I don't know, stimulants. We're going to reset the instance. We're going to head back to the door. Oh, this character's almost level 51. Am I getting experience for this, or was I like basically fully leveled? I must have been basically fully leveled before. Been doing genealogy for a couple of years. Still do not understand it. What does removed mean? When I was young, I used to think removed meant literally removed from the family. Like they'd either done a sin and been excommunicated, or like somebody had been divorced and they were no longer like technically part of the family, but they still like to hang out and stuff. And I'm thinking that's maybe not what it is. I still think that. No, that's right. That makes more sense. Outlaws. Yeah, you got in-laws and you got outlaws. All right. They've officially cut this druid off from Moradon, so she's going to just log out here. We're about 10 minutes shy of being able to do Lubers again, but Barnacles, I think, can head out to Razorfen Crawl. What about cousins? Yeah, we were also talking about, like, well, what if you have nieces and nephews, and some of them are your blood siblings' children, and then some of your siblings-in-law, like your spouse's siblings' children. But then, what is the relationship between your spouse's siblings' children and your siblings' children? Because they're kind of cousins, but by a marriage that is not their blood at all, because they're not actually related. Anyway. You've been excommunicated with your family? You're removed. Sometimes you're removed, sometimes you do the removing. Happens to the best of us. What are we doing? We're going to Barnacles and we're taking him to Razorfen, I think. It's easier when you can just call everybody by their names, but sometimes in a big enough family, you get the same names repeated, and then you have to specify who they're related to. Okay, so we have removed myself by about 550 miles. We have a hunter currently parked out. We have a hunter currently parked out at Lubers, and we have a druid currently parked out at Moradon. Which means that this character is moving on to Razorfen Downs, which is, it says 1,000 Needles, but I guess it's like lower. Anyway, we can probably Wailing Caverns our way there. Let's go have a little look at Razorfen Downs. Mailerana, thank you very much for the 67-month resub. Appreciate it very, very much. Such a long time. How is Moose? Moosey's good. Moosey's sleeping. He actually slept on stream for almost the whole stream yesterday. It was very cute. The VOD will have lots of good moosing in it. Oh, I sold 772 gold worth of solid stone. That's so exciting. Posted up some stuff. Happy about that. Hey, you got like 11k gold. Cool. Okay, so I want to go to Razor Fen. I am once again leaning on the pet dungeon portals. Love these. Nice thing about dungeons, though, is you don't have to move a bunch of characters out there. You just got to go there once. It's not a big deal if you have to fly from a little farther. And Downs is that one. So we're going approximately this way. Doing the Storm Song achievement for my Johnny meta. Got 2 extra Valley Truffles. Nice. Pig people, yeah. With the squealy noises. Very, I was gonna say Silence of the Lambs, but that wasn't pigs, that was sheep. Although I think maybe they did a sequel within the same Hannibal Lecter series that was loosely based off of the Picton trial. Anyway. Fairy Deliverance. Yeah, let's think more about transmog and less about murder. One of the Razor Fence has a sometimes frog boss with what feels like 2,000 items on its loot table. Oh no. Get your best Null impression. We won't clip it. Promise. Clever meat. You killed Tree Mouth? Gosh, I love that dungeon. It was great. Forgot how deep the Mari instance entrances are. Yeah, they're real. They're real stuffed in there. Also, I guess those I can't fly through those. I need to go to the entrance. Well, I have to get my mounts in the mog that I'll use first. Hi, Hazel. Hello, Alistry. How you doing? Oh, because some of the loot tables are too deep. Yeah, I'm a little scared of this one, but we'll see how we're doing. We'll have a look. Everything will be fine. Probably. I don't even remember doing this. Is this the one with Aminar the Coldbringer? I guess I'll see. It looks cold. We're doing Downs first. Is this Downs? Yes, it is. Okay. So there's actually apparently a ton of zone drops in here. They all look fairly valuable. Those are ones that I need the appearances from. They're probably all uniques. Yes, they are. And then Sorry is a rare that is not always up, so Barnacles can probably repurpose the rare 4 macro, which I think used to be Meshlock. Yeah, we can use that one for Sorry, because Barnacles is now off Meshlock duty, even though we still need Meshlock. We've got a new character out there now. I also misspelled that. S-A-H''RHEE. How could I make such a mistake? I missed an H there. Save that. Just have a little look to see if it's up. But we need 1 item from Deathspeaker Blackthorn, one of my favorite heroes to play in Hearthstone Battlegrounds because I love it when they force me into a tribe. Aminar the Coldbringer needs to drop me some Death Chill armor, and then we'll do as much trash as we can in pursuit of zone drops, but as usual, we are not beholden to them. We are allowed to leave without all the zone drops. Did you like the level squish? Would you rather want it to keep adding on to levels? I think I like level squishes. Levels get kind of ridiculous otherwise, and they've never bothered me. I don't honestly pay too much attention to the specifics of what numbers everything is, like the amount of damage per second, the amount of level. For me, it's less about what the actual number is and more about like how long does it take me to kill a mob? How much damage am I doing relative to other people? How many hits does it take for the mob to kill me? It's all very relative. Like as long as those numbers or those amounts all feel reasonable and I can feel myself making progress as I continue to put in effort, then I feel like then I'm happy. I don't ever even really know how much damage I'm supposed to be doing. I just want it to look good compared to other people. Let this be my last Blackwing lair, oh mighty Flame-Maw. As long as yeah, it is annoying when they mess up the scaling and they make it harder to do old stuff. You never want to go backwards. But they're getting better at squishes. They're definitely messing things up less than they used to. I suppose if I want to do a bunch of trash, I may as well go up here for chances of zone drops. I wonder if those zone drops are shared or if they're just down zone drops. I didn't even realize downs had so many specific things. It would be cool to get one of them. I wonder how ultra rare they are. Bone Slasher. Oh, there's a bone club. Looks like the thing that I farmed out of that one guy. We don't need these things. Hard to manage a live service game for 2 decades. Squish the rep and time gates a bit. Older content next time they do a level squish. Oh, hey, Sari's up. It didn't drop me what I needed. I needed Excalibur. Although apparently that can also drop from Deathspeaker Blackthorn, so that's good news. This, whenever he spawns, he's trackable as a green dot. You can click his body to start the encounter. I didn't even look at that. Alright, so the macro's not going to help me that much because you can't actually target him. You need to click his body to spawn him. I guess. I don't know. It's okay. Maybe we'll just get the thing that we need from the other guy. Can the chest drop Mog? It wouldn't be boss drop Mog. It would be just like regular chest loot tables, which are usually greens and like world BOE blues and stuff. And not so much instance BOE blues, I think. I always thought the murder pens was such a creepy name. These are spooky instances. So we'd love to see Deathspeaker Blackthorn. Yeah, he's at basically the end. We'd love to see Excalibur. I don't think I've spent enough time in my life appreciating this sword, both because A, it's got like 2 handles. It was like they wanted to make it longer and they didn't know what to do, so they stuck a stick in the hilt. But then also because it's named Excalibur, and that's just funny. I wonder what the drop rate's like. Another one where it wouldn't hurt to have a speed set, I'll tell you that. I don't think I need to do the quest because... Yeah, I don't need to do the quest. We're good. I used to like tanking this dungeon because it was really hard to get lost, especially in the back half, because you're just kind of following a road up a spiral. It's a fairly linear dungeon, and it used to come up a lot while like tank leveling as well. I used to see it fairly often. I would be so excited to see one of these zone drops now. I wonder what a cool one is. There's an axe. It's a 2-handed axe. It's called Manslayer. And it appears that they've taken, what would you call that, a tombstone? A bloody, chipped tombstone? Sorry, I'm going to get flagged. You know, like a pink Kool-Aid sprayed tombstone. And belted it into a piece of stick. And then called it Manslayer. Plans for purple shirt. I need more words. I don't know what you mean. More context, pretty please. I think I accidentally sold my old speed set. Do not want to farm it again. Yeah, I definitely didn't keep mine. I think I had some notion that it had been nerfed to the point that it wasn't worth keeping. I don't know. Plans come from a chest. Shirt's super rare. Kool-Aid stained tombstone. Wouldn't it be funny if I like just looted it just like that? Like, oh, these? High ticket item that can drop. Gotcha. Okay. Who, this? Alright, Blackthorn. 1 Excalibur. I would be so mad. I mean, we basically did that in No More Gun when we were talking about super rares. Anything? No. Not the one we're looking for anyway. Eminar, you want to drop some Death Chill armor? No, he doesn't. Okay. So we reset, we go again. Actually, we reset, and then we go back into Blackwing Lair again, because I think my instance lockouts are just about coming up. About 18 minutes after. So we should be good. Reset all instances. As long as we don't do it in too much of a hurry. I'll clean up my bags here to give it a little bit more time, but I think we should be just about able to do another 10 Blackwing Lair runs here. So many item IDs. Delightful. Okay. Can I buy anything? Anything cool? Uncollected? 25 gold for a Warbringer's belt? Those are Hazel prices. Like that. See, that's why I do it. So somebody like me can do that. You give back to the people. You need the appearance. You find it super cheap. Bada bing, bada boom. Uncollected only. Ravager sandals. Yeah, if it's a world drop, I'll go for it. For like 80 gold. Won't say no. Won't say no. I keep saying PWL. Yeah, I think at this point in my life, I'm unlikely to change. Cold fingers. All right. Back onto this one, back into lubers. I am missing opportunities to say my favorite word, lubers. Real shame, you know. You gotta make use every opportunity you got. This way. Her instance lockouts should be just up now. The last one should be just up now. So we should be able to just like plow through here. Yeah, that's our button there. We're looking for Spirestone Lord Magus because we need a Globe of Deset because it keeps either not being up or not having it. I don't know why we're killing these. Just cause. Something to do. Alright. 1. I can also grab that reset macro. Make this even faster. It was the Confused Sheep. That's the one. Instance reset. There we go. Lower Blackrock Spire reset. We go back in. We check for the boss. The boss is up. We have a chance. We're in business. I'm a little too far away to start music, I think. Especially because I don't know if it's a real song. This way. This way. Hi, kitty. You want to come back up? It's a little cold, I know. I turned the heat off because I was going to crack the window to try to get the laundry detergent smell out of here. Hi. How you doing? How you doing? This would be very fun. So if we finish this, then I suppose one option would be to move this character to Moradon then. So I'd have 2 characters worth of lockouts working on Meshlock. That's a possibility. That is an option. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have to get this globe first. Oh, pardon me. Hi, Miss Kira. Hello. I don't know why I said hi. I said hi on her behalf. Kira, you want to say hi? Oh. Any luck? Nope. That was just the ring again. But Kitty, I think wants to say hi. We'll miss Kira some more. Thanks, kitty cat. Appreciate it. When I see cats, I totally understand how ancient Egypt worshipped them. I know. And she's the nicest cat. She's the sweetest girl. And she's so funny. I don't know. She's got so much. She doesn't react in like a big loud way to things, but she definitely reacts. She's very expressive in just how she looks most of the time. So like you can tell from context and from her expression how she's feeling. And she's just really funny, especially with the dog. She's a very begrudging older sister to the puppy. Your makes purse. Really? My why did I log out? I didn't mean to log out. We just need to reset and go check again. We've got more lockouts. I used up all my luck last year on the getting my love rocket last year. And I used up all my cat luck getting such a sweet kitty. One day I'm going to adopt another cat and it's going to be a demon. I'm going to get an absolute hell spawn. And don't get me wrong, I'll love it anyway, but nobody's going to be like Miss Kira. Any new? No. Nope. Not up that time. Brother has that demon one now. It'll be your hellspawn, right? I think that the best possible strategy in terms of expectations for one day, hopefully well into the future when I one day adopt a different cat, because I'm not going to do it at the same time as Miss Kira, is to just expect the worst. Just to go into it fully expecting to be terrorized for 20 years. And then any positive interaction with then said cat is a pleasant surprise, you know. You can't go in expecting it to be as nice as Miss Kira, because nobody is Miss Kira except for Miss Kira. So we're outside, we reset, we go inside. That's the way the cat distribution system works. You think they alternate? They give you like a really sweet one and then they just give you a demon. Siamese doesn't look like a Siamese, gets into everything. Any luck? Nope. Yeah. Hi. Kitty, should we go live in the country? And then there'll just be like kittens wandering over like farm fences and stuff like you see on Instagram. Reset. We go back in. Gone into heat. Loud, loud, loud cat. Well, there's one problem. No luck? No luck. Reset. And back in. Any luck? Nope. Not that time. Cat distribution system must have glitched. We got demon, demon, angel, then fallen angel who swaps between demon and angel. Hey, sugar bean. Reset. Back in. I've been looking at properties. It would be like the worst possible time for me to buy a place right now. Not worst possible. I'm sure there's worse, but it would not be an ideal time for me to decide I'm buying a house and move, because there's just a lot going on there. It's raid guide season. You know, we're making raid guides for the new patch. I'm planning a wedding. That's going to be sooner than you would think. Is stuff. Miss stuff and things. And no luck. But like I'm still keeping an eye on it, because if like the perfect place comes up, then the perfect place comes up, and then what are you going to do? And the problem is that like there's different kind of like archetypes of like the types of places that I could afford depending on like where they are. So I could afford like, you know, like maybe a condo if it was in town in kind of like a medium to medium bad area. I could afford like maybe a townhouse if we go like away, like X amount of space out of town. But then it would have like, you know, maybe just a balcony or maybe like a little patio, but not fenced. And then if you want like a fenced yard, that's like a small yard, but it is fenced and private, then you're going this amount out of town. You're looking like this. And then if you move like X amount of far away, then maybe you can get like a freehold house with a yard, but then you're living like really far in places with like less connection to family and also services. Are we inside the instance? We are. Is the rare up? It is not. Okay. And the problem with these different scenarios, you know, you can call them A, B, and C, is that you can talk me into any of them. Like I'll get my heart set on one of them. I'll be like, this is the right move. It's good for these reasons, because they all have trade-offs. And then I'll see a property that's one of the other scenarios, and I'll be like, ooh, that's better, and I'll change my mind. But you can change my mind to any of the different archetypes of property just by showing me one. And there's a real danger that when I get to house hunting, it's just going to be whichever one showed me last. It's just going to be a recency bias thing, because you can talk me into anything. It's crazy. Think you'd like small town life? Being further from family is a downside. The further from family thing, there's I guess a little bit of a fear that my partner and I would be kind of like lonely in a small town, like having like moved to a place where we don't really know anybody and there's not that many people to get to know, where we may or may not fit in, and there wouldn't be like as many like meetup groups or like places to meet other people and like other people our age or other like people of our interests and stuff. It might be harder to like make friends in a really small place. And then thirdly, this is very selfish of me, but I really like being able to go. Right now, I go to my yoga studio 4 times a week, at least. And then I do another online class. And moving far away from like a place where I could do that and where I could practice this particular branch of yoga would be a big change for me that I feel like might not be good for my life. I think the only reason that I've been doing so well is because I've been going to the studio this often. And yeah, it would be, and it's not like there are other places that I could go to, and I guess I could do more online yoga, but I don't know if I would have that same like accountability of like actually driving there and showing up. But also I don't want to drive like an hour. You know what I mean? When the right house comes up, you'll know. Maybe. It'll just be whatever is available. Well, that's the thing, is there's stuff that's available. You know, I could do it, or I could wait and see what else comes up, because things do come up and go down over time. I found the house. Basics are everything I wanted to have. Yeah, maybe. I guess I haven't seen any one thing that like checks all of the boxes. I suppose it's possible that something comes up in my price range that does that. It's just whenever I find something that I can actually afford, it's like, what's the catch? And there's always a catch. Never settle? I mean, what if you never settle and you never buy anything? I know older people that didn't want to settle, passed up on buying something, and they're now priced out of the market forever. And like it's a huge financial deficit on their life. Like they can't retire properly now. Like sometimes it's not that simple. I feel like maybe this is like, yes, you shouldn't settle for something that is unlivable, but it may be a situation where I shouldn't let perfect be the enemy of good. I would say 100% settle. Yeah, it's a question of settling for what. It's all trade-offs. And I've driven myself nuts. I've been thinking about this for years. I've been rolling it over and I've been looking at stuff online for years. Just driving myself absolutely crazy, being like, well, what's... I guess the answer is there is no right answer. And I need to just shut up and do one of them when there's a half a second to do it. It's hard. I'm going to keep complaining about it until I finally get over myself and do it. And then I'm going to complain about moving. It'll be fun to have new things to complain about. Okay. I wonder if we would get any zone drops. You know, what if we just get one of them? Oh yeah, we need to do the gong. That's right. That's right. If I can afford to get into something homeownership wise, I don't want to fall into the trap of renting forever because it's more comfortable. Because I've seen too many horror stories of people doing that, and then they have to move for whatever reason. They get like rent evicted, or they get actually evicted, or like, you know, there can be many reasons that are not your fault why you lose your place of rental, or the rent just keeps going up every year, the maximum allowable amount, which has been happening to me. My rent's been going up. There's a lot of reasons why you might have to move. And then if you've been there for X amount of time, the rental market has taken off without you. And all of a sudden it costs twice as much for half the space if you were going to find another place. And that happens to people when they're older and they don't have the income flexibility, and they get stuck. They either move in with their kids, or they they don't have anywhere to go. It's not a spot that you want to be put in if you can avoid it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we get Excalibur this run. Wouldn't pay a mortgage, but it would be fun. Is it a polearm? It's a sword. It looks like a polearm. But I think no matter what we get, it'll be ours, you know. I want there to be like little quirks about it. I want there to be like a bird that you see sometimes in like a nearby tree where you're like, oh hey, the bird's back. That's what I want. And that's a weirdly specific thing that you kind of can't screen a place for. You know, you're more likely to have those kinds of things if you live farther away from urban areas where there's more wildlife, I suppose. Although if you go too far away from urban areas, it might not be, oh hey, the bird's back. It might be, oh geez, the bear's back. This is retail mog farming. I'm on a Cultier and Druid right now. Got most of what we wanted. The house is so small, there's no dining room. Bummer, but it was worth the trade-off. Be like the blue jay on Big Bang Theory. Very fat wood pigeon that lives in our garden. Oh, a wood pigeon. For a moment I thought you meant like a carved pigeon out of wood. We had a bird that would attack the bathroom window while I was sitting on the toilet. Oh, jeez. Am I in combat? I am in combat. I wonder if I should try. Wow! All these greens that I didn't have before. Signed the contract for the perfect flat last Friday. I was looking for years. Now I don't even need to finance. I can pay with my savings. That's incredible. Congratulations. That's so exciting. That is the one thing I will say, is that because I live kind of boring, and because while I have definitely made less content, I haven't completely stopped working. I've still been streaming and stuff. The longer I wait, the more savings I have. So my down payment has gotten bigger, which is nice. We appreciate that. Which will be helpful when it comes to financing. I would probably have to put it off for a long time to be able to not mortgage at all, but I don't know. The market might get away from me in that time. Birds fly into our windows. That's a bad sign. I mean, maybe it's a good sign that you're keeping your windows really clean. I used to put things on the windows. I once did like the paper snowflakes where you just like fold up a paper and you cut it into a snowflake. I lived in a place once where I cut up a bunch of those and just taped them onto the window so that the birds would stop flying into the window, because it was really depressing to have to pick up dead birds that had bonked. You can also get like stickers and stuff. No luck on Excalibur. No luck on the chest piece. I don't know if I properly checked for this, but because that loot also drops from Blackthorn, I feel like I'm not gonna... I'll check more carefully next time, but I feel like I'm not gonna stress about it. I will say, the Moonglade teleport is a faster cast than the Dreamwalk. It is 6.9 seconds, whereas the other one takes me 8 point something. So there is a teeny tiny itty bitty benefit to have not, for this character anyway, to have not gone and done that. I might try to sell this Guardian Cloak recipe because I got it out of that chest and I'm wondering if maybe it's valuable-ish. Pattern for Guardian Cloak. There's one up for 113 gold. Can't be that valuable. Call it 25 gold and get it out of here. And then we reset. I don't know at what point my Mordons are ready to go again. I might do one more batch of Mordons towards the end of the stream. I kind of forgot. Max had that haste for quick dream walking. Alright, back into Razor Fin Downs. Yeah, so we only need 2 pieces of actual, like, boss loot here. You wouldn't think it would take too long, but sometimes takes a very long time. At least it's not a... I mean, there is a sometimes rare, but it seems to share the drop. And it wasn't guaranteed to drop it either, because we did kill that ghost ogre once. Now we go up and around. And then we saw him up here. So they said it was like a green circle on the mini-map when his body's up. Like a little green dot. I don't see it. I like tripped on it by accident last time. So maybe he's just not up this run. Still kind of worth checking these things for BOEs. Or for zone drops, I suppose. Keep an eye out. Kind of a cool instance. I haven't been in here in a long time before this. Once he didn't really need to level in all the classic dungeons anymore, it kind of stopped coming up. It used to be a leveling run for me, but now I just level in time walking. There's Mordrash. Nah, we don't need to herb the Grave Moss. I feel like this is a pretty fast run. You could probably get this all done in under 5 with a nice fast character. I guess that's one point of favor against the speed set is if I start doing these runs too fast, I'm just gonna run myself into instance lockout. Yeah, after this one, you would think that we would be ready to start checking for mesh lock again. I guess I can always look and see. Did a thing like Final Fantasy XIV does, where every single old dungeon scaled to max level. You get different rewards than current expansion dungeons. Kind of neat. Got an item ID for that cleaver. Also, another new appearance. Oh, I was like, why are they so valuable? But it's because they show skin. Any pair of like old pants, those are male that shows skin is going to be valuable. No lockets in Final Fantasy either. No chests in there. We're really hoping for this Excalibur. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll get both things we need here, and then we're on to the next dungeon. I think Crawl is after Downs, alphabetically. It would make sense because they're both Razor Fens. Keeping an eye out for chests to open in the huts on our way up. Downside of the Final Fantasy model is there's so many, it's hard to remember what the thing is when you're queuing randomly. Pretty sure I've left a bunch of loot on the ground, but that's okay. Oh, Goldthorn needs to be super valuable. I need to get his classic herbalism up. Wonder if I can sell that. Oh yeah, 28 gold per, maybe. Alright, Blackthorn, 1 Excalibur, please. Pretty please. Da, 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 da. Thank you. Nice. Okay, so now we don't need to worry about Sorry anymore. We just need Death Chill armor from Aminar. Darn it. Gotta try again. Crazy how much classic mats can be worth. Yeah, varies a lot. Okay, I'm going to take a short break. When I come back, I think we're going to check on Mesh Lock again, and then we can get back into Razor Fen. BRB. Cat streamer. Oh. You shouldn't just say people. Hi. Okay, I'm very far back. Scoot. Alright, what did I say I was going to do? Check on Moradon, I think. I think that's what we're after. Have we been... Actually, I can check on the Noble as well. We didn't kill him yet today. I feel like we've been farming a lot of different things. I've been getting a lot of appearances, but mainly, like, greens and stuff. I'm sure my collecting numbers are going up, but only a handful of them are from actual instance pieces that we're looking for now. It'll be fun when we get back into raid farming again. The early stages of raid farming are always cool. I'm gonna post that gold thorn for sale. See if I can make any gold on it. That's why they call it gold thorn. Also, we've been doing well on solid stone. That's been selling. That would be probably a not bad gold farm, depending on how much the market can handle. I don't know what the demand is like, but I sell it pretty consistently, and I sell it for like 8+ gold a piece. Gold thorn. Yeah, there we go. Okay, check on Mordon again, which was on the Sandalari Troll Druid. That's the one who's doing Mordon. Finally, Flame Maw gave me the Claw of the Black Drake. Congratulations. That's amazing. She's sending information to all the other cats in the world. My kitty was looking at the screen when she was sitting there, and as soon as he came back, he looked away. I don't blame him. She's very cute. Very elegant lady kitty. Little lower Blackrock Spire with the same 30 characters I've got parked outside. This one. Sticker by Barnacles. So overalls do look good on him. You know what's embarrassing is they're not even the overalls from Mechagon. Or from Nomoragon. Because the Nomora overalls are cloth. So I tried to make a look-alike set out of random stuff. Because I wanted to wear the Nomora ones. But they're cloth. They're not leather. so we're making do. But I appreciate it. That was what I was going for. Alright, come on, Meshlock. Nope, not that time. So we go back. And we reset, and we try again. Getting pretty close to the end of our Razor Fen, actually. We just need the chest piece from Aminar now. Because we're not going to hold out for the zone drops. I don't even know if we'll have enough time to accidentally get one. Princess is laughing. She dropped 2 items. 2 of the same unique. Oh, rude. This way. The longest part of this is just getting back to the door. I guess if she gets gold, I can just put it in the war bank. I was going to be like, she should spend all of her gold on transmog. Oh, I guess my instance lockouts are maybe only just about to come up. Yeah, 34 seconds. I should maybe, I don't know, kill some trash or something on each run just to kind of space them out a little bit so we can get in. Maybe next time I'm back in, the Dreamway, I can, I don't know, sell something or shop or something like that. This is a different server, so she'll have a different auction house to shop from in terms of transmog. You let me in? No? There we go. Any mesh lock? No mesh lock. No mesh lock. We're going a little too fast, though. I guess I could always go and do another RFK and then come back and do more lockouts. Yeah, I think we'll probably do that. Because I think an early one was actually he was up last time, so we'll give it a minute. We'll log out here. I can see that I'm not the only troll druid doing instance farming. We'll zone in, zone out. Sell some stuff on the Brutosaur. Nice Sunday. Can't complain. Oh yeah, I was gonna check for the brainwashed noble. That's right. Now I wish I'd bought that darned Brutosaur. It was so much money. Or gold if you did it with gold like I did. It was a lot of gold. Any brainwashed nobles up? No? Oh, not the only person down here. Might be dead. That's okay. For folks who missed the first one, it was worth it. Yeah, pretty good. Even if you had the first one, just the fact that it has a mailbox on it. It's the only mount in the game with a mailbox on it. There's toys that drop mailboxes, but those are on a cooldown, and the mount isn't. It's a pretty undeniable upgrade. We'll do another handful of I'm getting a little lost in the sauce of what I'm doing when. Do another handful of Razor Fens. I know I can do one more batch of Blackwing Lairs at like 11:30ish. I'm pretty sure. Another 36 minutes, and I know I have the rest of the batch of Moradon. I guess I'll do one of these and then I'll check on Moradon again. Maybe two of these. Missed the first Bruto. I knew I would regret not getting this one. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we're just after the Death Chill Armor from Aminar now. So we don't need to go up into the Murder Pens at all. We can just curve straight right when it comes to it. It would be nice to get zone drops, but I'm not gonna hold up for them. Maybe one day I'll have collected so many other things in the game that there'll be nothing for me to do but come back here and farm zone drops, and on that day we'll embrace it. That day might be a long way in the future. I might be older by then. What do you mean might? Yeah, you got a little bit of a point. Oh, man. Listen, aging. Bad habit. We should try and break it. Around the corner. Oh, you can't. You have to do Mordresh. I didn't know that. We gotta go pay Mr. Fire Eye a visit here. Me starting at the age of 60 and staring the age of 60 in the face, still playing WoW. That's okay. I can think of worse things to do. Time goes so fast now that I feel like I'm gonna blink and then it's gonna be here. I'll be, 58, wondering about what 60 is gonna feel like. Gilded folks in their 80s from Canada still playing. I thought this boss was funny with his undead mosh pit. He really seems to be making the most of his undeath in his bone pile. We don't need to do all this trash. We just do much lump to put him out of his misery. We feel bad. And maybe you have to do it to get Blackthorn up. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. He's no harm to swipe him as we go by. Maybe we'll see a chest up this time. It's always fun when there's like a rare thing that you might see along the way during your normal farm that you're not like waiting for it, but it's just kind of like a fun thing to watch out for as you run through an instance. I like that. Curious to see if WoW makes it another 20 years, but I don't want to wait that long. I mean, I think the 20 years are going to pass whether we like it or not. It's just a question of if we're here to see how it all turns out. That's the famous quote about somebody thinking that they're too old to go back to school at the age of like 40 or 50 or whatnot, because, you know, maybe by the time they finish their degree, they'd be like 60 or whatever it is, you know, like maybe not a 20-year degree, but you know what I mean? Like somebody thinking they're too old to start something because they'll be way too old when they finished it. And then the response is, well, you're gonna be that old in that many years anyway. You're just gonna either do it with or without this project that you're thinking about. Metzen said they had the story map till 17.0, so that's like 12 years. 20 years pass and WoW isn't around anymore. Do you think you'd still stream with a different game? It's hard to tell the future, but yeah, probably. I like streaming. I don't see any reason why I'd stop. This is one of the coolest things I've gotten to do. And I always find games to play. It's not like if WoW wasn't around, I would be playing something. I don't know if it would be an MMO or not. It's just Satisfactory. It's just replaces Satisfactory. Hey! We got our Death Chill armor. Nice. All right. That is us spoken for Razor Fen Downs. Maybe check on a couple more Mardon runs, but after that we're going to be going into, I think, Razor Fen Crawl. Went back to school in my late 30s, graduated when I turned 40. Games like Dark Age of Camelot are still around. MMOs with even a small following seem to have incredible staying power. Yeah. Yeah, there's every chance we're still going to be farming Mog then. Yeah, so Downs is done with the exception of zone drops, of course. And then Crawl also has zone drops. Are they the same ones? No, they're different. Interesting. What about a Vicar's robe? Ooh. And then, yeah, there's some loot that we'll want from there. Oh, there's the bullfrog. Oh, I only need 2 more things from the bullfrog. They're unique, though. Oh, that one's a shared appearance, but it doesn't say with what. Anyways, let's vendor some stuff and then do a little look-see at Mordon again. Are Crawl and Downs vastly different levels? I don't know. Symbolic gloves. New transmog from that. 2 things from Frog? Yeah, is that a lot or not very many? I'm gonna have to find the frog like 45 times, huh? I'm not doing sources though. One's 30 to 40, the other one's 35 to 45. Okay. See if we can get more of these ones in. I'd love for Meshlock to get this robe. I like the robe a lot. I would wear it on somebody. This is turning into a surprising amount of time juggling. Trying to keep a vague count on when instance lockouts are up for 3 different lockout batches now. Are you saying this calls for a spreadsheet? I don't know about a spreadsheet. I just need 3 separate stopwatches that I can hammer when I'm locked out on various characters. Or, you know, I could just remember them in my brain. Like some kind of meat computer. I wish I had a call to use that as a stream title. That's a good one. Who has 3 different stopwatches? Well, alright. Meshlock, are you up? What? Meshlock is up! Second question. Would you pretty please drop your robes? Please. We're begging. A nature's embrace. I'm a druid. You can give them to me. It's fine. Lovely robes. It'd be good if I never hear meat computer again. You didn't like that? Come on, it's a little better than meat suit. Oh, I've gotten turned around, haven't I? One thing I wish Blows would add is the exit portals at the end. Yeah. Yeah, I have to either dreamwalk, or on characters that aren't druids, I've been joining a custom group and then leaving it to get ported out after a minute, but a portal would definitely be nicer. I'm trying to get a specific mog in order to 100% the dungeon. This is a lucky dungeon that I can actually 100% because it doesn't have a bunch of zone drops. And it doesn't have a bunch of, like, legendaries or anything crazy. Went to college to get a degree in IT because employers wanted that paper at 50. Got my motorcycle license at 51. Never too old to start something new. I have this terrible feeling that if I went back to school now, I would flunk out again. I don't know if I've really, I don't know if I can do it. I don't think I'm together enough. I have the same thoughts. I think I'm smart enough. I don't think that that's really a problem, but I don't think my anxiety is under control enough. You can do something other than playing trumpet, you know? I mean, those weren't the classes that I was skipping. It was just, I'm really good at avoiding things when they make me uncomfortable. And my threshold for what kind of things freak me out is really low. Classes you were skipping? Like all the rest of the stuff, you know, all of the... Even things that I did really well in school, you know, like English. Like you had to take an English 101 class. And you had to take a... I forget what else I took. But like, you know, just normal classes. I think the only one that I actually like got a great grade on from my first semester, the only semester that I did post-secondary was music history, which was weird because it wasn't that interesting, but it was, I guess, not very hard. But everything else was really tough. I just didn't have myself together enough to be able to focus and pay attention and show up. Almost flunked my degree because of anxiety and depression. Going back again seems really iffy. Yeah, I'd love to say that I'm a transformed person and that I've really overcome those issues over all these years. And I've learned some things and I've made some progress and I've done some therapy and whatnot. But like, I think that I would still struggle substantially. All right, come on, Meshlock. Boo. We try again. Creative writing, definitely the fun class. Do you think you would have done better? If there was maybe a few less barriers to entry to getting to class, that definitely would have helped. There was an awful lot of friction to overcome to even show up. You are correct. That is true. If I'd lived on campus, it might have been different. But I think I still would have had a lot of the same problems. I was also trying to work, which is a normal thing that lots of people work part-time jobs while putting themselves through school. I was trying to work so that I wouldn't be in as much debt when I graduated, except that because I was working, I would, like, a lot of the time that I would have maybe been doing homework, I ended up working, and I didn't really have the self-discipline to come home from my job, like to go to class and then to go to work and then to come home at like 9 or 10 and then do like hours of homework before I got up really early to get back to class. I just didn't have that kind of discipline. I still don't, I don't think. And I know lots of people do it without complaining, but I was complaining. Wah, poor me. What am I doing? I'm resetting and going back in. That's what I'm doing. Lucky doos and loot. Partner would want to do electrical engineering. The anxiety and exams made it impossible for him. Yeah. The other thing that made it hard was that I was living on my own for the first time, so there was a lot of other challenges that I was just kind of encountering for the first time in my life, like basic things like paying rent and buying groceries and preparing food for yourself and keeping your fridge stocked and like cleaning things. I had done chores in my life up to that point, but when you move in on your own, you're kind of thrown into everything, and you realize all the things that you do that you were taking for granted that were done for you, or that you just kind of like mooched off of people around you for. I was 17 and not not a little green in the world, and I think that was a learning curve that I was trying to deal with at the same time. Chores and adulting rhyme? Feels so different. Going back in. That part, if I had to do it again in that same place, I feel like would be way more fun with what I know now. I may not have learned a whole lot about work ethic, but I have learned about household management. And now, if I went back and did it again, I feel like I would make that place way cuter and a lot cleaner. It was not that big. There was no excuse for living like I did. I guess the excuse was that I was young and I didn't know better yet. Or that I knew better, but I didn't really have a solid grasp on how to fix it. But yeah, it was very tiny. I could vacuum the whole place in about 45 seconds. It was a basement suite. No meshlock. It was a cute little kitchen too. It had just like a sink and a counter and a toaster oven, and then a plug where you could plug in like your hot plate. Like there wasn't even like a stove oven thing really. The toaster oven was like a little like size of a toaster basically. But you know, your university kid is basically what you need. I think you can give yourself more credit. Well, that's very nice. Not many people put themselves out there on the internet as a streamer, be able to talk about the kind of person they are in a candid way. Honestly, I think I just forget that this is public. I think that the reason that I can stream is I have this weird cognitive barrier where I just kind of don't think too much about what this is. That's one of the reasons why I don't look at viewer count and why I have a rule that please never tell me what the number of viewers is in here, because as long as it's a meme, but it's true that I just imagine that I'm kind of hanging out with like 10 to 12 people. And if I ever actually think about it being public or about how many people may have seen or listened to something, it would very much freak me out. It would short circuit my brain. Exactly, yeah. Don't know about the rest of you. I'm an NPC. But I am giga lucky to have like carved out this little niche to do this, because this is the absolute perfect gig for me. No mesh lock? No mesh lock. Try again. Don't look at numbers at X-Man Watch. Yeah, it's kind of like a contradiction too, because you want there to be numbers because then you get ad revenue and then you can pay rent and stuff. I like making money as much as the next person. So you don't, and you know, there's always that dread of horror of like, well, if nobody shows up, then I'm gonna have to sort something else out. But we like the happy medium. The happy medium's good. I think you like making money less than most people on here. You get money for more viewers or if they sub? Twitch money comes from a few different things. And for me, because I don't really do Twitch sponsorships at this time, I get money from people viewing unsub because they're watching ads. And I get money from subs directly as well. A paid sub or even a Prime sub, they pay me the same amount, but those are way more valuable to me than ad views. But ad views do make a decent part of my revenue just because of how many of them you'd get. Evidence 1, not a single ad banner on stream. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm proud of it. Any mesh luck? Da-da-da-da. I'm really picky about companies, or at least I have been recently. Maybe I wouldn't be forever, but yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. We're doing all right. Like you said once, leave the empires to the people that need them. Reset. Yes. Okay, we go back. I'm a little bit surprised that I haven't gotten the mesh lock thing or the Spirestone Magus thing. Managed lower Blackrock, found everything. Nice. Rotating static ads on the side, looks automated and random. It's probably from I'm sure some people organize that independently, but I think normally somebody with that has a sponsor or some kind of an organizer that coordinates multiple ad deals that have agreed to that kind of a rotating promotion thing. And then they just give you like the thing that you put on your screen, and it just rotates automatically. It'll be the same ones that rotate through. But often you'll see that on people that are associated with like an esports team or like a gaming team or foundation, where the person streams for the org, and the org has a deal with XYZ sponsors, and part of that org-wide deal will be that they have those banners on every streamer of their thing or whatever. I think it would be it's probably possible, but less common for somebody who's not affiliated. Yeah. Reset. Oh no, not reset. We need to check for mesh lock first. Okay, now mesh lock's not there. Now we can reset. Oh, buddy. Sponsor spots in YouTube videos are more negotiated individually or independently. I mean, I'm sure you can have an organization negotiate those for you as well, but you're going to have more to do with those. They're less set it and forget it because you're actually making the ad. Reset and go back. Mr. Moose is doing good. He's snoozing. He's sleeping out front. He's having his morning nap. He's so cute. He was cuddling me this morning while I was having my breakfast. He sniffed out some deer yesterday. We were on our evening walk, and all of a sudden he starts just hauling and walking like 3 times as fast as normal, like he really has to get somewhere. And we, like kind of rein him in a little bit and follow, and we're like, what's up, bud? And then he stops dead, and he's like staring at a bush, and we're like, okay. A little concerning. What do you see? And then my partner kind of like looks through the bush and is like, oh, we gotta go. And there was a family of deer on the other side of it, and we had to haul out of there because the deer was kind of starting like coming around to pursue, which they do. When you have a dog, they don't bother with you if you don't have a dog, but parent deer will, they had fawns, and parent deer will absolutely chase dogs away from their young. And it seems like they always have young. It's always fawning season. They never stop. But yeah, Moose was onto them well before either of us were. You ever think about that druids on bear cat form could be wearing anything and you wouldn't know? Kind of scary. A little bit, yeah. It's not the scariest deer encounter I've had, but they're definitely the wildlife I'm most concerned about in this area because they're the only thing that has actively chased us. Everything else, like you run into like a raccoon, you run into, I don't know what else you would run into that would be vaguely dangerous, like an owl or something like that. You might have like a 1 in a million encounter where it's like kind of trying to chase you off of somewhere, but generally speaking, they will run away from you and not vice versa. But the deer in the city are really tame in an aggressive kind of way, and when they have fawns, which seems to be often, they will really go out of their way to harass people with dogs specifically. They don't care about you if you don't have a dog. Out of the instance. No mesh lock. Caribou scare me. I like deer, but I don't want Mr. Moosey to get kicked. There was a dog that died this year in their yard because they were let out into their yard and there was deer there and they didn't see them from, I guess, when they let the dog out. And there was a buck or a stag, I guess, like a male deer with the antlers that actually tossed the dog. He did not make it. Very sad. We're gonna reset instance, teleport back. Just because they're all cute and Bambi doesn't mean you should mess with. Well, not that they messed with them on purpose. It was kind of a tragedy, but lived in AK. Caribou charged my truck that was parked in my driveway. That's horrifying. I like seeing all the birds, though. There was a lot of birds out this morning. There were some woodpeckers. There was a hawk. There were tons of big robins. There was 2 crows that were so large that I thought they were ravens, but they were definitely crows. Unless they were 2 ravens doing their best crow impression. The year where I grew up in rural Ontario were not like that. Our poodle would chase them. I think that it's a combo of... I think it's just because they're so used to people and dogs because they live in the city. And because they live in the city, there's nowhere for them to really run to necessarily. So I feel like they're more likely to stand their ground and try to chase you out of what they see as their territory. Meshlock's back up. Had to explain to my insurance company what happened. That was a fun conversation. Oh, jeez. I mean, you'd assume in Alaska it's not the first time they've heard of it. 28 degrees here in Michigan. Windy, feels colder. Got a little more snow. Chilly, chilly, chilly. Need good layers. I love seeing the deer as long as they're not chasing me. If they're just like hanging out in a park or something like that, or you know, grazing in a vacant lot or whatever, it's fun to see them. They're cool. You just don't want to be swimming through them. True for most animals, yeah. Yeah, that is true. I guess my opinion on a lot of animals might turn more cautious if they began pursuing me actively. If the hawks and the owls that I saw just started dive bombing me, I might be a little more wary of them. Chased by a dachshund once. I believe it. They have legs the size of thumbnails. They're so funny looking when they run, but yeah, they can... It's a dog. Some dogs will get you. There was a dachshund that was like trying to like square up at Moose, and it was very funny because it was this big and Moose is Moose. And Moose, bless his heart, is such a friendly boy that another dog can be like snarling and spitting and just hopping mad and yelling at him. And he'll just kind of look at them and tilt his head being like, are you having fun? Do you want to say hi? You know, like he doesn't quite know what to do with it. And he doesn't really react in kind at all, but it's nice because every now and then a dog will get off leash or escape its yard or run out of a front door or something and come approach him. And generally speaking, they'll be all snarling mad, but they'll kind of like stop in front of him and not actually do anything because a lot of the times they're just trying to like bark you away from their property or whatever. They don't quite know what to do when they actually get there. But they're always like tiny. And they, there's one woman, her dog gets away from her, runs up on Moose, squares up and is like yapping at him. And Moose just kind of like, I don't know, like looks nonplussed. And this woman runs out and she scoops up her dog and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, dog's name here. He likes to write checks he can't cash. It was funny because my dog is luckily not reactive. It would have been a much different story. Doing that to the wrong dog's going to get him killed. But in that circumstance, Moose is just like, hello? I'm Moose. Nice to meet you. Resetting. And we go back. Dachshund Chihuahua mixture tries to square up with big dogs often. My last dog was a small dog, but also I did not either know or appreciate that he was small. little bit of a Napoleon complex. Moose loves small dogs. He loves all the dogs. It's very cute to watch him like nose boop with the little ones, though. It's like a brontosaur leaning down to greet a human. Can I imagine Joker squaring up to anyone? He's kind of a bully. He liked to push around puppies if he could get a chance to. He couldn't bully very many dogs because he was fairly small. and not very strong. But if he was in a position where he could push them around, he would take advantage of it. I had to really, really keep an eye on him at the dog park, and I had to leave if I had Joker to dog park and somebody came with like an actual puppy, because I knew he was just gonna be a jerk about it. Picked up my 80-pound dog, but the little monster yipped at us at my feet. Aww. Now Joker's brave. He'd hold his ground. He liked to romp with the big dogs, but I think he would get frustrated that he couldn't knock him over. On a clay guy, nearly impossible to find. Yeah, not a dog that shows up in shelters that much, that's for sure. They're I mean, I guess I only had the one, and I didn't have him for his entire life. Very much, you can't judge a breed off an individual, but my impression was neurotic. Along the lines of huskies, but smaller. Just as neurotic, though, just packed into a smaller frame. We're resetting and then going back in, I think. He's very cute, though. Cherry the top, the Chihuahua was named Killer. Oh, didn't know the guy. You know, I still miss him. I've got some videos that I took of him that I look at every now and then. Good boy. He's my buddy. We did a lot of hours of walks together. Now I go for walks with Mr. Moose. Buddy had a Chihuahua named Tank. I just think about the Legally Blonde Chihuahua named Bruiser. It was such a funny name in that context, because in the beginning of Legally Blonde, Elle doesn't really seem like the kind of girl that would name her Chihuahua Bruiser, but she sure did. Any mesh luck? No? No luck? Alright. We reset. Checking my chat log to make sure that I have in fact reset it between runs. Alright, and we've reset again, and we go back. I think it's going to kick me out at some point. And then we should be about ready to start trying Blackwood Lair again. I'm tempted to do these batches of instance lockouts off stream as well, just to, like, you know, you feel like if you haven't done it, you may as well, because to get it cooling down again, but I don't want to have the item actually drop off stream when we've done this much farming on stream. It feels rude. Wouldn't hold it against you. After all, so much else to do in this game. Any mesh lock? No mesh lock. Teleport out, we reset. Mesh lock has given me other loot so many times now. I guess there's always going to be something. I guess I don't know enough East Coast preppy types. I didn't know they nicknamed their children things like Bruiser. I just thought they named their children things like Landon. Or Dalton. I have a frog statue named Dalton. Sits on my windowsill. Just hanging out with the houseplants. With this fancy name. My apologies if your name is Landon and or Dalton. They're perfectly fine names. Alright, she's not allowed in any more instances. We'll log her out right here. I did say frog statue. Not a large one, just like you'd see for a garden, maybe yay big. Picked it up at a Garden Works at one point. Looks cute on the windowsill. I think it's supposed to be an outdoor thing, but we just have it inside. You know what I can't? This one. Decide on. In a hypothetical choosing your next home, is it worth giving up a bedroom and a bathroom to get a yard and no adjoined neighbors? That's very hard. I very much want a second bathroom for my partner and I. And then an extra bedroom would allow us both to have offices. And when you're home alone, when you're home all the time, the extra indoor space is kind of nice. But having a yard, not a big one, but like having a fenced yard where I could garden and where my dog could run around, I feel like would be kind of my dream. I know it would be more work. It would be yard work. But kind of the dream. Yard is worth a lot. Change the house, not the location. Adding something like a bathroom, though, seems hard. Like, seems like, because there's plumbing involved, too. It's not just like adding an extra wall. Decent sized kitchen with enough countertop space. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you would still have a bedroom and a bathroom. It would be basically like a 2-in-1 versus a 3-in-2. Yard with a fence is huge. Moose would be in heaven. Because we don't have one right now, right? Like we do walks, we do park, we do hikes and stuff. Easiest way to add a bedroom and bathroom is garage conversion. That assumes the home has a garage, though. I'm talking like 800 square foot houses here. You know, an extra bathroom, just a bucket, right? There you go. Yeah. Anyway, am I zoning out? I'm zoning out. Yeah, we're not talking about a lot of extra wiggle room here. However, a 2-in-1 would be basically what we have now, so it's not like we can't live in it. I don't know. It would also be extra distance and potentially extra problems because it would be a much older place. I want a little private backyard so bad. Yeah. Like the difference between getting like a townhouse that was built in like, I don't know, 94 that would still have like a fenced patio, but it would be like, it wouldn't really be much of a yard. It would be more of like a fenced patio versus a house that was maybe built in like the 1930s. That is very small and like quite old, but you know, it's on a property. It's got a yard. Maybe 40s or 50s if you're lucky. At a certain point, you don't want the house to get any older because then you get into houses with asbestos. House was built in 57. Mm-hmm. Renovate the house at some point. Yeah. Do I seem like I'm about to renovate a house though? Like, are we being honest about who we are here? I tried to hang up a curtain rod once and I made a big mess of the drywall. I live off command strips right now because I'm being honest with myself about who I am. But the best in asbestos. And yeah, if you have a house that's that old and you're renovating it, you have to be really careful because of asbestos and because of lead paint. Almost all the houses that are that old are going to have, you know, something like that. Or you end up in like something with like a cracked foundation or something. I don't know. I don't want to get myself into something that's like such a money pit that it becomes unsustainable. But I would love a yard. Command strips, my beloved. I love them. I use them for everything. I haven't made a hole in these walls since I moved in. Is your fiance handy? No more so than I am. I would say we have equal amounts of go get 'em energy and equal amounts of inexperience. If anything, I might be 5% braver about handy stuff. What am I doing? I'm checking for where he's not up. Sounds like the drywall's fault. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Pay people don't have to DIY. But hypothetical house with yard might be in the... I mean, sure, you can still pay somebody to come out, but it's not going to be like in a city where you have a choice of different people. It's going to be a little bit harder to get goods and services. Yeah, I don't know. It's a toss-up. We can't decide. That's kind of why I'm still talking about it. Is I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I don't know. I go back and forth. I go back and forth a lot. But yeah. And it's also, it's not like we're buying the last place that we're ever going to live in. It's possible, but it's more likely that it's our first place and we live there for some time. And then maybe we moved somewhere else. We don't know. Reset and back in. You do the weighted spreadsheet. The thing is, I don't know how to assign those weights. I don't know how to assign those weights. It's totally subjective, and I change my mind every day. It's awful. I'm the worst. Mm-hmm. And jobs change too, right? Like, I don't know. It's tough. You don't always have all the information when you're making a choice. Any luck? Nope, not up. Jobs can change. Nobody told me. Any luck? No? Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to be home. One home for Hazel, please. Any luck? No? We haven't had Ogre make us up once this batch. My goodness. We got kicked out of Mordon again, right? I think this is our last set of resets for the day. And then we're just back into Razor Fen. We're going to start Razor Fen Crawl. You can change the weight once a week and time average the weights. Are you excited for player housing? Yeah. Sounds like it's going to be easier than real housing. No, we're not allowed it back in. All right. So that's done for the moment. We're back. We're starting Razor Fen Crawl, I believe, now. No luck on our rares from Mordon or this. I may try some of these now and then on my days off. May like math too much. Sad that my 20-year-old WoW team will get a house before me at 34. Oh man. Haven't paid their dues yet. Particles. Are you planning on a Bring Chat to Factory work event later? Ooh. Yeah, let's do that. Because this is my last stream of the week. I will pull up Factory in maybe about 10 minutes. I'll do a run of Razor Fen here. I'm actually just gonna fly from Wailing Caverns again because I don't want to back out of that thing. Yeah, and then I'll do a little baby factory tour in Satisfactory. We haven't played recently because I've been busy, but we'd still definitely progressed from where it was before. So busy. Wailing Caverns. What was I even working on? I haven't made a nuclear power plant yet. It's kind of the next thing on my list, but it's such an overwhelming project that I haven't begun to even think about what I would need to do for it first. But we really need to dramatically expand our power grid. So it's either that or we set up a bunch more fuel plants in order to expand production. It's been so long since I've looked at Satisfactory, I'm like starting to forget all the little things, all the little bits and pieces. I'm trying to think of what I was trying to make last. I don't remember. How do you know if something's expensively worth selling? Auctioneer will show me what the last scanned auction price on my realm is for an item, so just mousing over the tooltip will sometimes give me an idea. And then if I want a wider picture of what, sort of, hang on a second. Never mind. What something is worth, I might look it up on undermine.exchange online to see like how many of them there are in my region, and what they tend to sell for on average. All right, Razorfen crawl this time. There's an enormous bullfrog, not always up, I don't think. It doesn't say when I mouse over it that it's like a sometimes rare, but I think, oh, oops. Don't mind me. It's okay, I'm a druid. I can. What? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Oh, bracers. Ooh, valuable bracers. So here's an example. Mouse over those, they say 41k. Pugilist bracers. And then if I look them up on Undermine, are those a zone drop from here specifically? They are. Okay. So because they're a Razorfen crawl zone drop, they're only available off the trash here. That's going to make them a little rarer. And when I look them up under mine exchange, I can see not a whole lot of them. One up on Lightbringer, the item level 140 versions, which is basically what these are. 86 of them across North American realms, usually around 40k value. There are a pair of them available for 1k somewhere. Somebody's lowballing them. I'm just going to learn them. They are kidding you. I thought that druid shifting was supposed to get me out of any snare I wanted. Anyway, I got a zone drop. That's exciting. It's kind of what I wanted. So we were hoping for a bow from the Blind Hunter. We're hoping for a axe from Charlga. And then if the bullfrog is up, which does not seem to be guaranteed. If the bullfrog is up, then we're hoping for a burning war axe and an iron weaver from him. I don't remember where the bullfrog even... that's where the bullfrog spawns, right at the end. Okay. So, Bone Tusk and Rugug. I don't need anything from Bone Tusk or Rugug, so I think I can just... no, we have to do it. Okay. Yeah, I am always going to learn them. You're right. We don't have to sell the first one. We can always sell the second one if it comes to it. And honestly, if I had a second one to sell, I would, instead of selling it, I would just give it to Flappy to sell. And then he vendors it and doesn't tell me. Best way to make a speed druid. I'm not an expert. My basic understanding is that it's going to change depending on what level the druid is. You can do it at different levels, but a level 80 speed druid might have different things than a level 70, which might have different things from a level 61 speed druid. There's different brackets that you can do it at. You're hoping for the rich purple silk shirt pattern, sells for over $1 million. Okay. And does that only drop from chests in these instances, or does it just drop as like a world drop off of anything? Should be keeping an eye out for treasure chests. World drop. Also chests in here. Okay. Leveling one up now in Shadowlands. Haven't done anything Shadowlands yet. Hello? Hello, Fausty. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Hope your weekend's going well. We're hoping that the bullfrog's up. That would be the dream. Chillin'. Nice. Okay, so the boss that we just killed could have given me a helmet that we need. Did not do so yet. It's okay. I think we're mainly going to end up running this instance for the bullfrog. Oh, bullfrog's up. I wonder if his spawn rate's higher than other ones. I feel like he's usually up. I guess I don't know. He's got a deep loot pool, though. Bullfrog's always up? Okay. Well, that's good. We're hoping for a Night Stalker bow from Blind Hunter here. Nice. Got it twice. And then there's nobody around this corner anymore, right? Like there used to be, but there's not. It used to be like a big old boar boss, like a ghost boar. Like you can still see the color spot on the map, but like he's just gone. Weird. Why is the purple shirt pattern so expensive? It must just be rare. He drops a BWE blue. So we're hoping for... Oh, I see. So this one, the Iron Weaver could also be available as just a world drop. Whereas the Burning War Axe looks like it is... Oh, no, they're both world drops. I gotcha. Okay. So that's why he has so many different things. But because... I bet you, because they're BOEs, I bet you those are not too expensive. I could probably shop for that. Let's go do Charlga and see if we can get a Pronged Reaver. Nice. All right, we got her item, so we just need one thing from Ramtusk and 2 things from the Bullfrog. But I think we can probably cheese this. So if I look for a Burning War Axe, I can see they're on Lightbringer, but there's a cheaper one. They're on Lightbringer for about 6k gold, but I could get it for as low as 150 gold on Wormrest Accord. Scanning for Moonguard here, seeing if it's cheap there. Moonguard, nah, Moonguard's got him for like 4k. Wormrest Accord, okay. Don't mind if I do. Low cost, yeah. Nah, it's just one of them. I didn't check the other one. I kind of forgot what it was. I figure I'm just going to buy one of them for now. So we need a Wormrest character, which we will need to make. But then we'll get Satisfactory booted up after this just to do a real quick look around. One of the highest pop RP realms. So for shopping, I do have Volpera. And we're going to need 151 gold. There's a lot of stock on that realm. I think that's one of the reasons why they're so cheap. Sure is a name. I love having the random world names. They're good. They're good stuff. Hello? Hello. Okay. So, Warbank. Grab our 151 gold. And then we grab our Brutosaur of the Trader's Gilded variety. It's a Burning War Axe. Very cheap. Cheap, cheap, cheap. And we learn it. Done. After your dialogue on lava lamps yesterday went down a bit of a rabbit hole, I ended up writing an article on the topic. It was Cloudflare that uses the lamps for encryption. Super fascinating stuff. Oh, that's cool. Check for the other item you're missing. I would have to remember. I guess I could actually look it up. I was going to say I'd have to remember what it was, and I can't do that unless I zone in, but that's just me being lazy and not wanting to pull up this list manually. So not the... Yeah, just the Bullfrog item. Iron Weaver is the name of it. Iron Weaver. At item level 135. There's 131. Actually, there's a cheap Iron Weaver on Lightbringer. I guess I can just check on the server as well. Because if somebody's been farming Bullfrog, nah, 981 gold there. So we can actually do this on... Yeah, sure, why not? And that way we only need to get the one item off of Ramtusk. And then we'll be done with that dungeon too. can't believe we didn't get them out this year. Oh well. One more try tomorrow morning anyway. Well, it was up for 142 gold. Oh my gosh, it's Flabby! I just looked at the seller name. Oh. I'll remember that. Alright, I'm pulling up the Satisfactory factory, and none of his buildings are safe. I'm gonna grab Steam. I'll do a quick tour of how the factory is going before I end stream for the day. Oh, thanks. Destroy everything. I'd love to have you critique my piece. I don't know if I'm qualified to critique any articles. Is it posted somewhere? I could rip it apart if you want me to, but it would just be me like negging you for no reason. All right, let's load Flabby and Hazel. There we go. You're trying to get out of editing work. Shh. Okay. I gotta be careful because Flabby now has sticky bombs, so sometimes he'll run up to me and he'll start plastering bombs onto me, and then if I use a weapon, I explode. And last time I managed to do it while standing on top of his character, so I got us both killed. But I think he was the one that got us both killed because he was the one to plaster me with sticky bombs. Okay, what were we doing in this realm? We've got lots of... He put up a bunch of radio towers, so we've got like lots of map discovery, which is kind of fun. I think I just built this. This is a converter. I haven't like routed any mats to it yet, but this is like a brand new thing that I just unlocked. I think I've stuck it behind. This is our coal factory, I'm pretty sure. Or our coal power plant. What are these? What were you doing? Modular engines. Why? I don't know. But yeah, it's gotten a little more dire recently. There's the main factory over there. You can see that the building started out all cute and then just kind of like blurped out from where it was, and also I've kind of given up on walls because they just get in my way. We have various things routed to various peripheral factories. This is the space elevator. What's this peripheral factory? Oh, this is my particle accelerator. This is fun. This is annoying actually because it uses variable amounts of power. So depending on what it's making, it will use between 427 and 1281 megawatts. And then of course, if you try to juice it up, it'll be way more. And my power grid kind of can't handle that. So it's off for the moment. We only just unlocked a new tier. This is my blender. I was using this to make fused... Actually, I'm still using this to make fused modular frames, apparently. I know I'm going to need those for something or another. We're kind of getting to the more... At least it feels more complicated to me part of the game. Don't mind this packaged oil that is just, like, left abandoned. We're not going to worry about that. Aluminum's over there. This is rubber and plastic with a little bit of extra fuel. The real fuel power plant is, like, way the heck up here. Although it looks like there's, like, way more crude oil that I could wire into it if I wanted to expand it up there. I should probably... Did I really never tap the second one? I really should double that power plant. And then I made a couple of different, like, sort of peripheral factories. No trains. I made, like, a temp train that just, like, went around in circles, and then I tore it down. No trains, no trucks, no drones. I've unlocked all of them, and I'm scared of vehicles. I don't know how to use them. I'd rather just use belts, because belts are free, and they bring things to you forever. I haven't seen a good reason to get off of belts. Sometimes there's just, like, extra things just left behind. This is my first playthrough of Satisfactory, so I'm not really sure of what endgame looks like. This is where I tend to do most of my playgrounding. Sometimes I set things up nicely like this, and most of the time I set things up in utter chaos. I've got like a couple of assemblers and a couple of manufacturers here, and I usually just like plonk down containers and like spaghetti it together in whatever configuration I need to make whatever it is that we're missing at the time. I just kind of rework it every time. But every time I need more room, I just kind of like spread it out a little farther and plunk something else down, and it's made the whole thing very messy. And then I have a couple of peripheral factories that I set up. So there's, if we head out this way, we've got, this is steel production that wires in here. You can see the steel bars like going on their merry way up to where I'm actually making them into beams. But we go behind the steel plant. I don't remember if I had this before. I think this is motors. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the thing that I was going to turn on. I finally turned it on. So this is a motors factory. It's working through many different parts to make motors. That's what these two machines are making. So we're making... Oh, no, this is computers. Pardon me. This is a different factory. We're making computers. For some reason, this one I did wire to have a logistics floor as well. I think I spread it out a little bit more, so this one has a little bit more room. But this is the last factory with a logistics floor that I made because I decided it was a huge waste of time. It doesn't really look all that much nicer. And it was way more annoying to get everything hooked up. So if we go further in this direction, I think we'll find my motors factory at some point. You can clip things through and still have them be functional. It'll just warn you that it's going to visually clip, and then you can decide for yourself if that bothers you or not. Is this motors? This might be motors. I also did one for modular frames, just like regular modular frames, because I was sick of running out of them. This must be motors, right? Nope, this is modular frames. All of this is just for modular frames, but I decided instead of putting all the belts and the splitters and everything underneath, I was just going to plonk them on top because it made it way easier for me to troubleshoot what was going wrong. And it's working pretty good. It's been cranking at modular frames. They're all going to, there's storage in the actual, they're belted all the way back to the factory and there's storage out there. This begs the question of where did I leave my motors factory? Also, why are some of these things green? A little worried that Flabby got into radioactivity before we were ready for it. Are these motors? No. Oh, Flabby wanted smart plating, so I made a little smart plate factory right behind the modular plate factory. This is the first time I started using blueprints. Green impure? No. That's not what it is. Yeah, this one's smart plates. It got a little messy getting it all together, but, you know, we made it work. Whenever I pack things in too closely, I just go vertical. I can't find my motor factory. I lost it. The motor factory was the one I wanted to show you guys, because that was the one that I was busy building last time that I showed you this, and I was, like, still in the process of getting it, like, connected up and everything. Green is a 1.0 bug. Sometimes happens, goes away. They're just shown as green. Oh, weird. Random. Where did I leave the motors? Motors had... I just checked this one. This one wasn't it. I just want to look at... No, because the motors factory definitely had like an upstairs and a downstairs. I think it's maybe north of here. I think it's this way. Because I see some miners, so... Oh, this must be motors. Well, maybe. What is this? What did I do? Oh, yeah! Because for motors, I all of these overhead rails are for power, because I was like going to route power from overhead. And I was going to do one line for each machine to make it look all cute, but then I got sick of that real fast, and I just kind of like did them all like spidey webs out of individual power plugs. Then I also didn't finish the roof, because like, why would I finish the roof? I just didn't get it. So this was the motor factory that has everything routed underneath into a logistics floor. So I had some like labels to try to like keep myself organized. It only kind of sort of worked, but it is cranking up motors. I have huge amounts of motors because I don't even know what I need them for anymore, but that's not stopping me from building them up. And then this is what everything looked like underneath once we got it all together and like routed correctly ish. We're just gonna turn this off in a second. I was just showing it at the very end of the stream. I don't think it's worth switching categories for. But yeah, I just want to show you how many motors we have stashed up. You can lose your entire motor factory. Yeah, there we go. It's chunking along. And then the motors are just kind of coming along home. They go all the way back. And then if you see that large tower of storage chests, that's where the motors go. Because they only stack up to 50, and they're being kind of continually produced. And I was using them for a while making turbo motors, but then I kind of stopped. So in an effort to kind of make sure they keep coming in, I keep expanding the tower up So that one's just starting to fill, and then these 4 are all completely filled with motors because what if I need them for something? Anyway, that is Factory Tour. It basically looks like I bought a bunch of Legos and then stayed up for 7 days straight, but we're having a lot of fun. We just need to sort our power grid out now, and then I think we can maybe get to the next level. But I can't work on it for a while because I'm busy, because there is a WoW patch coming up. So this is probably going to be tabled for a bit. In any case, thank you very much for joining me today. I am finished streaming for the week. I'll be back Wednesday. We'll have fresh mount runs. It'll be our last week of streams before Undermine comes out, actually, which will be kind of crazy. If I end up needing to cut my stream hours a little shorter to make sure that we get raid guides together, I'll let you know. But, we're just going to do our best. Appreciate the company, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.